Cyberpunk Uncensored.
Hello, hello, and welcome back to Cyberpunk Uncensored. We are your crew for Cyberpunk Goes Nomad. Very happy to have all of you folks back here with us. Today we are, as I have been shouting out everywhere, we are going nuclear. We've got our 6 wonderful players here. We've got our OBS and everything up and running. And I just want to make sure that our mics are working all right. So if somebody on Twitch chat can give me a heads up, are we sounding okay? Anybody on Twitch wanna give me some reassurance? I guess it's slow playback. Hold on a second, guys. All good. Okay, cool. So we're good to move on. Awesome. The reason I was checking is Chunky was giving me a heads up about his mic sounding a little off. We had Raven's mic a little off, and my recording software right now is giving me some issues, so I just want to make sure. If we do lose sound at any point in time, folks, please, please, please give me a heads up so I can get it fixed. That being said, let's start introducing our players for today. I will be dropping our links in the Twitch chat as they're introducing themselves. And let's start off with Captain Mark.
Hi, Captain Mark. You can find me on the Discord, the Cyberpunk Uncensored Discord, Captain Mark 87. I'll be over on twitch.tv/Heroes in Theory doing a D&D campaign on Sunday nights in about 2 to 3 weeks, I think they start. And same time frame, the podcast that I keep banging on about, we've given it a name. It's going to be called The Sound of Dice. And that launches in 2 weeks as well.
Awesome. Is that going to be on your Twitch channel, or is this going to be located somewhere else for us?
Everywhere where you can download audio podcasts, so
Perfect.
iTunes and Spotify and all that kind of jazz. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Captain Mark. Next up,
Thank you.
Chuggy. Go ahead and hit us.
Hey, I'm Chuggy, Chuggy305 on Twitch. Played T-Bar, the Nomad, and find me on Discord as well. I'm Cyberpunk Uncensored.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you. Raven, go ahead.
I'm Raven. I'll be playing your schizophrenic solo today. You can find me on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, Discord at Doña Trece Cuervo.
Awesome. Thank you much. Johnny Drop.
I'm John. You can find me on the Discord. The Cyberpunk Uncensored Discord is Johnny Drop. I also am on Twitch. I do not stream, but you can find me there at Other Sandman 3096. And I also have a SoundCloud at Arkson.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Next up is going to be Vampire Bites.
Need to unmute, but otherwise, I'm Vampire Bites. You can find me in the Cyberpunk Uncensored Discord, the Artel Story in Discord, both as Vampire Bites. Here on Twitch as Vampire Bites. My game is currently on hiatus, but it is coming back soon. Other than that, you can find me here every Saturday night playing in the Nomads.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you very much. And Violent Neon.
Hey, I am Violent Neon. You can find me on Cyberpunk Uncensored's Discord at Violent Neon and here every Saturday. And I am playing the driving Nomad for the group.
Awesome. Thank you very much. And for myself, I am GM Capricious Nature or just Capricious Nature. I'm going to be posting up a bunch of different links here, and I actually have a wonderful little surprise for our community. Not even Rob was aware of this. The last link on there is for the newest update and release of Vehicles of Red. We now have some new art, a couple of fixed mechanics, new updates, as well as one of my personal favorites, the Mulligan, which is going to be a anchor cannon that you can find under the homemade weapons section, a new section in our Vehicles of Red. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is our first announcement for this. So, if you are interested, please feel free to go to cyberpunkuncensored.com /the Vehicles of Red completed beta guide. Our newest update is now 1.6, and we are officially out of beta, so I will be fixing that URL at a future point. That being said, our music for our intro was the wonderful Night Ride that was made by Helix Code over at Outworld Sounds. Their Twitch link is on there. They also have recently opened up a YouTube channel, so congratulations to Kate and Max. Very, very happy to see them pulling that off. Our next up is a Patreon link to Velstoys, who is the wonderful creator who has provided us with these maps that we are going to be using today. And then finally, we have our cyberpunkuncensored.com supplements. This is where you can go to find anything and everything you need to get your game up and running. Okay, we've got homebrew, we've got rules clarification, we've got tons and tons of stuff. And I just sent Vampire Bites a taste test for a soon-to-be released supplement as well, focused on Lawman cards to help smooth out your Lawman backup. And I also forgot to mention on there is my link tree. If you're interested in following me on Instagram, Facebook, any other website pretty much, you can find me on the link tree there, as well as a set of perchance generators to get your game up and running. Now, all of those links and all the little intros out of the way, let me switch over our overlay so we can see our player names. Okay, so today we've got Devilish Jack Holmes, we've got T-Bar, we have Calamity, Remy Johnson, Mad Mags, and Domino. Looks like Chuggy's got some video issues, so please pardon the misorganization. Yeah, who would like to give us a recap for last week's session? Vampire Bite seems to be thinking hard.
We almost died.
That's every
I,
day in
I don't want to hurt
Cyberpunk.
my brain.
Yes. We almost dropped a diner on ourselves. We
Very
did a
good.
very nice implosive like deconstruction of it. Unfortunately, there were a few people inside, but one of them tried killing us and then blew themselves up. So it wasn't us technically, and we were able to salvage some of the stuff that we were sent there to salvage, but not all of it. And we technically were supposed to put something in there for other people to track without knowing stuff was gone, and we didn't get to do that because again, the diner kind of blew up on itself. And we headed back home and we're told that we have to go to some big meeting thing. And so we're all exhausted, except Remy because he decided to sleep very comfortably.
Like a baby.
And yeah.
Like a baby. All right. Well, we've got a little recap there from Domino. As he mentioned, they were at a diner. Another wonderful map produced by Valstoys, released last week publicly. Yeah, while they were there, they were trying to find a set of food, weapons, materials, etc., that they had been given a heads up about as they were assigned by Bear. They dealt with a suicidal, explosive, not corpo nomad question mark that they didn't really know too much about. After contacting Bear, he seemed a little freaked out. And then, after they dealt with all the issues there, they got back in contact with him, and he shared with them that there is going to be a Nomad Council meeting the following day, and he needed them to rush back home. Our players have made their way back home, driving all the way through the night, no rest for the wicked, and they have arrived at their Nomad camp for the Snake Nation just as they are packing up to get ready to go. So we have one well-slept individual, Mr. Remy Johnson, who, as he said himself, slept like a baby. Everybody else was up and awake, either contemplating what happened, being angry at Jack, or just driving or flying. It's one of those three options. Now, we pick back up with the next morning as our wonderful Nomad crew arrives. They pull up, uh, literally seeing Bear as well as a couple of the older members of Snake Nation getting ready, packing up, and getting set to head out. That's where we're going to be picking off. I'm going to give my players a quick reminder that you still have leftover materials that you are able to either claim or sell. You have that box of stuff to drop off for the Nomad camp, and you guys need to be getting ready to go. So whatever it is that you need to prep, let me know. And I will hand it off to our players there. You've arrived. It's about 6 a.m. Sun's coming up over the wastelands. What are you doing?
Did anybody want anything out of that trunk, or can I just take it to Bear?
Mags added the stuff looted from the operatives or the nomads into the box, except for the things that I've already written on the character sheet. So
Okay.
and that's logged in our notes. There's some ammo, the air hypos, a couple other things.
It was like sleep gas ammo or something like that.
Do what?
The ammo, what kind of? It was like sleeping gas ammo or something, right?
I thought it was basic.
There was
There's
a
tear gas ammo for a crossbow.
yeah.
Yeah, that was in the trunk. That wasn't in what I was looking at.
Yeah. So does anybody want, or can I give it to Bear?
There was an SMG in there, right?
I think
Correct
so.
window.
I'll take the SMG.
And I'll-
160 rounds.
Are you gonna?
I'd snag that scrambler, descrambler.
Sure.
All right, well,
Anyone
while
want that
our players are figuring this out, community out there, I just posted into our chat. Please pick a number between 1 and 5 and post it into the chat. We're going to be figuring out an outcome for our group right now while they divvy up their loot.
Anyone call dibs on the heavy pistol?
No, I already have a very heavy pistol, so if you want that, you can take
Yeah,
that.
Mags was going to swap her regular heavy pistol in for the excellent quality pistol.
No worries.
Oh, there was an excellent quality pistol in there?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait, no, I did not change that on my character sheet. I kept the very heavy. Never mind. There is an excellent quality heavy pistol.
So you
So
want it?
that was a loot. That was a loot item rather than a box item. There's a poor quality in
Here,
the
hold on one
case.
second. Let's go through this just line by line real quick. Air hypos, these were already taken, correct?
Yes.
All right, does anybody want a smog or breathing mask? Nope. All right, we will scrap that. How about the, as you guys mentioned, that SMG? Anybody interested in the SMG?
I'm taking that.
All right, that is claimed. Are you taking all 160 rounds?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, I'll need
cool.
those.
Excellent quality heavy pistol. This is where the two of you were talking about it, so you can figure out who's going to get that.
Want a T-bar?
I'll give you my normal quality one, and if you'll let me have the excellent.
I'm sure I can pull it. I'm sure I can pull one off a dead body somewhere. No worries.
I have a normal one. I just excellent one might be better for my primary weapon.
No, you can. Yeah, man, you can keep it.
All right. I'll shoot dual wield them.
I have other toys.
All right, so if you're going to be tossing that into your inventory, it's an excellent quality heavy pistol. Remember, that's ROF 2. Damage is, let's double check on here, make sure I don't give you the wrong info.
3d6.
Yeah, 3d6. It is ROF 2. It is concealable. Okay.
Magazine's 8, and there are 24 rounds. As you
Oh,
said,
I thought it was very heavy. She can.
No, just heavy quality or heavy
Oh, she can
heavy pistol.
have it. She could have it. I misunderstood.
Get then.
All right, so Calamity, go ahead and add that into your inventory. All right, there was 41 eddies in cash. Is anybody going to be pocketing that like a rogue, or are you going to give it to the group? Or we want to split it up between everybody evenly?
I mean, we're
Nomad
supposed to
life.
bring some of this stuff back, right?
Yeah. Nomad life.
They can have the 41.
Okay. Scrambler, descrambler. You said you were going to grab that, Johnny?
I did, but we're all taking a lot of things, and I think it might do the pack more justice.
Okay.
Actually,
No worries. Glow sticks. Anybody want glow sticks? Nope. All right. Scrap. Then we have that crossbow with 36 tear gas bolts. Is anybody claiming that one? Nope. Okay. Poor quality heavy pistol. Nope. All right. Cool. So we've got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right. Cool. So total that's going to be coming in from the remainder of that loot is going to be 900 eddies. We're going to divide that amongst 6, so each of you gets 150 bucks. And ladies and gentlemen, watching and listening, this is our last chance, not Lance Chanced, our last chance to give some feedback in the Twitch chat. Give me a number, a whole integer. Vampire Bites being sneaky with pi. Give me a whole integer between 1 and 5. Whole integer between 1 and 5. Our players can vote in on this as well if you are interested. Okay, give you guys 1 minute to finish typing that in. So yeah, you guys get back in and go with that box. You bring a bunch of the stuff in, turn it into the group or the clan itself. The clan, as you guys have experienced in the past, what they do is they take the goods that you all find and scavenge, and they pretty much just compensate you in cash. And that's those goods themselves then later on get redistributed back to the clan itself. So it's kind of its own mini scavenger economy. Sometimes they find things that they need, sometimes they find stuff they don't, and they sell it off to the Nomad market. Now, you all get 150 bucks directly from this scrap. And we've got, let's see, 3, 4, 2, 4, 5, 2. Okay, so this is our last call in. All right, so
Domino
Yeah.
is actually when they give him his share, his 130, he's going to slide 50. Right. He's going to slide 50 of it back to them and say, "Hey, I know we're short on food. Use this in the Nomad Night Market to pick up some food and amenities from the other clans to help out, since we weren't able to get as much back as we tried to, and we didn't find any food there. So hopefully that'll help."
So you're talking to the folks over at one of the main pretty much like camp storage areas, and she looks up at you and she's like, no, this is for you. Don't worry about that. Bear and some of the other heads are heading into a council meeting today, which means that there's going to be a nomad market. So we can always get what we need there. Keep the cash, that's for you. We'll take care of the food. Don't worry about us.
Okay.
and they slide it back across.
Okay. I'll go ahead and take it.
All right. So yeah, all of you guys turn this stuff in. You get your compensation for the scavenging, and finally, Bear walks up to the group as you guys are there turning stuff in, and says, "Hey, everybody. Uh, Sorry about the short notice. There's been an emergency meeting called for the Nomad Nations. We need all of our reps to come in, and as you know, I'm one of our Snake Nation reps, so I've been called in." Now I've asked you guys to come join me because of this whole debacle with the pickup. Uh, you guys have all seen some stuff that I have not. You guys said that you found Metacore there, and we need to ask some questions around. So I'm going to be bringing you all with me, and while we're there, I need you to try and ask around, see if there's any info you can get. This is going to be our best chance to collect some information about what's going on, as well as a chance to hopefully get some more representation for our clan, because as it stands right now, we still only have 3 representatives, but we have the largest group in the country. So get your stuff ready. Whenever you're ready, let me know. We will head out. And for each of you guys, I recommend you check out your tents. We've dropped off your compensation for going out there and get your hands dirty. And he kind of just pats T-Bar on the back. He's like, "I'll see you all whenever you're ready. Come over, let me know. Let's dust off. Goal is within the hour." And he heads back over to his vehicles where they're setting stuff up. But inside each of your living areas, when you go check, let me know. You guys all receive a little bit of compensation, so let me know when you guys are heading out.
Domino is going to drive his car over to the convoy getting ready and drop it off, and then go back to his tent to pack it up and get it ready to go.
Okay.
Yeah, Mag's just gonna go help Kali pack up the medic tent, which our living tent is adjacent to anyway. It's tacked in part of it,
All right,
just
so,
like a regular hospital.
yeah, we're gonna start off first with Domino. You mentioned you went back. Are you packing up your tent, or are you just grabbing the stuff that you need and changing clothes?
Um, Packing up just to be safe.
Okay.
I'm
All
gonna
right.
pack it up
Well,
and
oh, go ahead.
pack it up and because again we're mobile and with a meeting like this, I've never been to one before. I'm not sure what's going on, and I'd rather be safe than sorry in case something goes ill. Having my stuff on hand in case we have to jet.
Okay. Yeah, while you're packing up, you see that inside there, you actually have you found 2 things for your compensation. The first one is you have found a light armor jack that is a Nomad's leathers, and it has on the back the a re-sewing pretty much of the Snake Nation crest on the back. So this is a newer version compared to the one that you've been wearing, which is probably a few years old. This is a lot cleaner, and it's
I
brand new.
Given where we're going, I'll put that on immediately.
And then you also find, because we had our votes cast in chat, you find 500 eddies. And so those were both
Okay.
there for you.
All right. I'll pocket that chip for now. I'm very, very confused, elated but confused. And yeah, okay. 500.
Bags. You went back to Kali, and when you got there, you could see that she was just taking care of all the normal everyday stuff. She was dealing with getting medicines ready, prepping the beds, cleaning out the areas. It was still a brand new morning, so she's setting up for the day. But you can see that she actually seems to be decently well rested, or at least very awake. And in the back, she actually points over to you. She's like, "Hey, Mags, Bear dropped off some stuff for you." And she points the back. And in the back, uh, you see a set of air hypos, another 10 empty air hypo, as well as one speed heal, one surge, and a stack of 500 eddies.
Right, one surge
Yeah.
and one what?
And one speed heal.
Okay, I thought you said something after the surge.
So it was one speed heal, one surge, and a stack of 500 eddies.
A stack of
500 eddies. Okay, and yeah, you help her out,
yeah,
get your stuff
Max,
set.
Max
What
is
else are you doing?
also going to. Yeah, Max is going to. Our workspace is already always, ready to just roll up and go. Anyway, um, she's going to apologize to Kali and let her know I'm back out on the road.
It's
I don't
okay,
know
I
when I'll be
already
back.
know.
I have to go to the meeting.
Well, sweetie, Bear had me make this just to make sure that you were set. That surge there is actually from me to you. I want to make sure you're all right. Should be able to get you through the day.
That sounds wonderful.
And she gives you a big hug and a big kiss, and she's like, "I know everything's gonna be all right. There's no need to be worried. Just take the surge, make sure Bear's okay."
We got this.
Yep, just another day in the wastes. And she continues working. Now, question for you was similar to what I asked Domino. You were talking about your living space. Are you packing up and taking your living space with you? Your tent?
No, because it's also hers.
Okay.
I mean, I have my regular gear that I always have, which has a spare tent packed up. So I have my carry all, which all of my stuff is always on me, except for what is actually belonging to the medical center and or to Kali. So yeah, I'm already packed always.
And for your information, and I know you probably have it. Also for our audience, Surge is it's a medicine that allows you to function for a full 24 hours without sleep. So after the surge has been taken, it removes your -2 penalties to all of your checks for being tired. Uh, as we know, pretty much nobody in our crew except for Remy, nobody got any good sleep last night. And so all of our players this upcoming day would be functioning with a -2 to all skill checks. So this is a chance for Mags to take the surge, which is pretty much just a stimulant, and stay awake a little bit
Yep.
longer.
Done, and the modifier removed.
Awesome. For the rest of you, please make sure you've got that marked down on your sheet that you have -2.
There's the modifier under modifiers under stress is the modifier you'd select. It gives you the automatic -2 and calculates it in.
Okay, cool. And Remy, you don't have to worry about that. You are Mr. Well Slept. What are you doing now that we're back at the camp?
I'm just gonna head back to his tent and check out what they've left and sort of get ready to go.
Okay. So you get back to your tent, and there's a couple of things left there for you as well. What you find is you find a new set of what are they called? The tech tools. So there is a full set of tech tools there for you. That have been cleaned and set for you. Everything's set as it needs to be. It's no longer a used set. And you find a stack of 500 eddies. Now I know you probably already have tech tools, so you are able to keep this on your person, or you can leave it in your tent.
Like the tool bag or the multi tool.
The multi tool.
Okay, yeah. I'll take it anyways.
Okay. Are you missing one?
What's that?
Are you missing one, or do you have both?
I do not have the tech tool bag.
Then let's say it was tech tool bag, because that was originally what I was anticipating. Okay, so yeah, you've got
Yeah, I've got
the
a
tech
tech tool in my hand.
Right, yeah, okay, that's what I thought. Okay. So yeah, you've got a tech tool bag now. You can add that into your inventory and 500 eddies. Anything else that you're doing?
I'm probably packing what little I do carry on me, but doing some stretches, enjoying my well rested state of mind.
Okay. All right. Um, Same thing I was asking the others. Are you packing like your tent and stuff up, or are you just getting ready to head back out? Because Domino has officially made me concerned and worried, and now asking this every time.
He probably hasn't packed up.
Okay.
He travels like it anyways.
Okay. Sounds good. Calamity, what are you up to?
Tent. See what they left me. Kind of tidy up my stuff by the numbers, like all good soldiers do prior to going on a mission.
Okay.
Tidy
Yeah, when you
everything
go
up.
back, you find a couple of things sitting there for you. It looks like somebody from the procurement area, I guess, procurement tent or the procurement section of the camp. They were able to get their hands on some armor-piercing ammo that you had mentioned before. You can find 10 rounds of AP ammo for the sniper rifle, and you find your payment of 500 eddies.
Yes.
And yeah, you continue working, getting yourself prepped and all set up. As you said, just kind of stowing everything away. Sounds good. And T-Bar, what are you up to?
I don't. Uh, I wanted to check since he mentioned it being a very important meeting. I wanted to see if I could find a suit somewhere here in the encampment, or at least like a sports jacket. Like I guess the bottom's not important, even though I would get it if I could. But like a sports jacket and maybe a briefcase.
Okay. Really fancying up there. All right. Whatever floats your
It's a
boat. Yeah,
big
you
meeting.
oh, go ahead.
It's a big meeting. I want to look professional.
Gotcha. Yeah, you're able to find, kind of a tweed smoking jacket, I guess. Something a little bit fancier, but not particularly comfortable out in the waist, at least during the day. You're able to find yourself a nice set of slacks, and you are unable to find yourself a suitcase. There doesn't seem to be anybody in Snake Nation who cares about suitcases.
Are they like armored, or would I lose my armor if I wore that?
So the way that red works, this is actually a really good question. This is something I was very confused about initially. The way that red works is that your armor, so if you're wearing like a light armor jack, your armor would, in headcanon, wherever you choose, can be on the outside or the inside, and your jacket that you purchase or that you wear would be on the outside that's visible. So if you think about like Cyberpunk 2077, you got that guy walking around with his fancy tech collar and stuff. That would be a armor jack itself, and the fashion is like tech. So
All right, yeah. So I guess I'm gonna grab that stuff. Does it cost me any money, or they just give it to me?
nope. They just kind of look at you awkwardly. They're like, "Are you planning on courting somebody today? A tweed jacket and slacks.
The business meeting.
Business meeting." I didn't know
Clan
you were
business.
going
Don't worry
corpo
about
on
it.
us. T-Bar, I'm worried.
Oh, you guys got any glasses?
Yeah, here you go. They hand you a pair of
Need a-
let's make these some nice hipster glasses. Thick black framed hipster glasses
All
to
right.
go with your tweed smoking jacket and slacks.
All right. And then I'll thank them and go back to the tent there just to I'm not packing anything up, but just to change clothes, really throw off what I'm wearing and get going.
All right, sounds good. When you get back to your tent, inside of your tent, you find a couple of things. Give me 1 second. I need to pull this back up. You find the same thing as Domino, pretty much. You find a new, nice, very high quality leather jacket, Nomad leathers, with a newly embossed Snakes Nation logo on the back. And for this jacket itself, um, you're one of the newer members, but the jacket that you had originally received was from a former member who had either passed away or left the Snake Nation. This is a new jacket for you, and so it is of high quality.
So I'm gonna put that jacket on top of the
The
twill
tweed.
jacket. Yeah, like a
Right.
vest.
Okay. All right. Whatever floats your boat, man. You also find 500 eddies as well, so you can add that into your inventory.
All right.
Oh, welcome in, Kingy Potato. Dude, awesome. Hi. Next up is Devilish Jack Holmes. What is Jack doing?
Jack is staring at T-Bar, who is slowly dressing himself up. Sort of as
The
T-Bar's
jacket
walking
looks
away.
a little bit like yours, right? I puff up the collar like how Jack has his when he described it.
Gotta get that color going.
I generally look less like a prick, but it's okay. We can work on it. And I want to try and move in, and if I can, make a wardrobe and style roll to make him look better. Like
Alright,
kind
yeah.
of fix it.
Yeah, I'll let him.
Definitely go for it.
Trying to use the skills that no one ever rolls in
Yes.
Cyberpunk.
Oh,
Oh no.
you
I'm tired.
you
Is
you
the answer
you
to that?
exactly, yeah, you're tired, you've got the -2. As you're kind of trying to fix his jacket and stuff, you seem to pop all of the collars, and so you look more like Steve Bannon now with like 50 collars on, than anything super fancy for a business meeting.
There you go. Now you look like a king.
I check it out like in the mirror and I'm like, man, this is fucking awesome. And
See, just,
I
you
put
ever
on
have
the
a
glasses
problem?
to complete the look and get going.
Steve
You
Bannon
ever have a
popped
problem?
collars and
You
some
just
hipster glasses. I love it.
come talk to Jackie boy. I'll sort you out. Okay.
Where'd you get that belt buckle? I want to get something like that.
So this is a story for another time. I've got to go back. And he sort of wanders over to the tent, which is like really poorly put up because it's been a long time since Jack's had to construct a tent, and it does just kind of collapse with like a shove. Oh, there you go. So it takes considerably less time to take down. What do I find?
Inside of your tent, you actually find three things. The first one that you find is there is a very clearly well used but very well maintained portable radio. Seems that somebody from the radio tower wanted to drop that off for you. Just a nice little token for you, pretty much, for helping get everything set up. I don't know if you already have one of those in your inventory or not. I did not see
Is that radio scanner music player?
Yeah,
I do have one, yeah.
you do already have one. Okay, then this is something that you can use to replace that. It would be a higher quality one, so you can just replace
Yeah.
that with high quality.
Cool. Okay.
And so the radio player and scanner, I believe they have like a short radius. This would be one that is extended.
Okay, so I think the normal one is 1 mile.
Yeah, so this one here, give me 1 second. Whoop. Music player. Let's look this up, make sure I don't get this wrong. Why am I all caps? Yep, so this says you can scan all radio bands within a mile that are currently being used and tune into them. So this one, instead of a single mile, this gives you access to 10 miles.
Nice. All right.
The next that
Oh.
you find... Oh, go ahead.
No, just cool. Carry on, yeah.
Okay. Next thing that you find is a stack of 450 eddies.
Alrighty.
And you also see a little little air hypo there with you're not exactly sure, but there is a little note tied around it that just has a smiley face on it.
Is it just there? I'm not going to recognise the handwriting from a smiley face. Don't worry about it.
Yep, you're not sure.
Oh. All right then. Okay. Cool. I'll just put mystery hypo. I'm not going to bother to find out what it is. Jack will just inject it at some point and see what happens.
All right.
Oh.
Yeah, that's the
Mystery
little missing 50 eddies there. You are unaware that everybody else got 500, but that's where that 50 got diverted over to.
Cool. All right.
And as you're in there, go ahead and give yourself a fashion check because you're a rocker boy. Let's see how well you're able to pull yourself off compared to Mr. Hipster Bannon. Slightly better,
much.
okay, 13.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're able to mostly compose yourself. You look pretty standard, still a little disheveled, but not too bad.
Still have to do. I look around, assuming there's lots of. You said everyone was packing up, so there's lots of movement. Did Bear give any indication as to how we're leaving?
Oh, so that was why I was super worried about what Domino had said. I was like, why are you packing up your whole tent? Bear was just prepping one vehicle with a couple of other people. Domino was the only one who packed up all of his belongings. So it's just standard morning. It's like 6 a.m. Everybody's still just trying to wake up at this point.
Jack will just squat then, and he just kind of sits down in the dust, the desert dust, and kind of looks around. So. And he's looking at the air hypo. I'm just going to roll a d10 and see if Jack decides to get bored and just shoot off.
All right.
We say go high and low. High he does, low he doesn't.
Okay.
High, he gets high.
Yeah.
Right in the middle.
No.
No.
Well, 1 to 5 would be a no, and then 6 to 10 would be yes. So
Okay.
just under that. That's fine. All right.
All right, so yeah, you just chill there, and over the course of the next hour, you see people slowly waking up, grabbing food. People come by and give you some food as well, just so you're fed. Remy, not only are you now fed, but you're also well slept, so you're feeling high and mighty at this point.
Oh,
Mr. High
I'm
Horse.
feeling great.
Yeah, stretches in the morning. He's all set and changed. He's good to go. Everybody else
Did some calisthenics.
doing it right in front of T-Bar too, who's feeling super tired and cramped from driving all day.
Mags had a direct injection of caffeine, basically. So Mags is like, let's go.
Oh, you took the surge?
Yes.
Okay, cool. You are feeling fine. You no longer have the -2s. And it's more so than just caffeine. Surge is borderline like hardcore stimulant. Like caffeine plus
Like
meth.
meth?
Yeah.
Ready to go. Let's go.
Yeah.
But it is Surge is actually it's kind of a special one in Cyberpunk Red. Surge is more along the lines of like a pharmaceutical meth. So, yeah, enjoy. That being said, everybody is going around with their morning duties. Everybody's trying to take care of all of their own stuff, waking up, getting food. People stop by, drop off food to you, and for those of you who were sitting nearby, as as Bear is prepping up his vehicle, you can see that he has actually broken out something pretty special for this occasion. The vehicle that he's working with is pretty much like a former decommissioned military vehicle. You can see that it's been thoroughly customized. It's been set to all of his own needs, but it was at one point in time definitely something that was used by military. It's got weapons set up on it. It's got camo painted on the outside, and it looks very, very heavy duty. Um, he and a couple of others, who all of you know as other folks that are higher up in the Nomad clan, they're all prepping themselves up. They're getting themselves situated. They're getting all of their stuff together and loaded up into this vehicle. And it seems as if a couple of the heavier guns within Snake Nation are also prepping themselves to be coming along too. For Domino and for T-Bar, what I would like both of you to do is please roll me your Moto roll ability and see how much you know about the council meetings.
So just roll 1d10 plus 4 or 5.
Yep. No need for the -2 for this roll. All right, so we got a 9 and a 14. So Domino, you've never been to one before, but you know that the council meetings are usually held once a year, once every couple of years. They're usually accompanied by like Nomad markets, which you have been to in the past, and you've of course enjoyed. Nomad markets are the shit. But T-Bar seems to know a little bit more than you do, probably through rumors or things that have come down the grapevine. T-Bar knows that when it comes to these council meetings, what happens is that the heads of the different nations literally come together and deliberate. It's usually used for figuring out treaties, figuring out routes, trying to allocate people, but very, very rarely are these ever held in quote-unquote emergencies. Uh, T-Bar has never heard of one being held in an emergency before. Uh, and when it comes to this kind of situation, lots and lots of people are in one space because he almost maxed out his role. T-Bar knows that he should probably expect several hundred, if not a couple of thousand people, and it's done on neutral territory. It's not done in anybody else's camps. It's done in a space outside of main camps. Okay. So with all that said, the hour has passed. You've all prepped yourselves up. You're all set to go. And Bear looks over at T-Bar and Domino and says, "Hey guys, we've got our APC loaded up. If you want to ride with us, you can ride with us. If you want to take your own vehicles, you can do that. We've got a couple of extra guns coming with us just in case, and we've got you guys because we actually we need you to do a couple of things. As I mentioned, I need you guys to talk around. You're the ones that actually saw the whole Metacore thing going on. And then I also have a favor to ask for you guys, and well, I think the only person I can really trust with this right now, and he hands over a literal a stack of cash with a card, one of those cards up on top, and he hands it over to Mags and says, "Mags, I got a list of stuff I need you to pick up in the Nomad market, and yeah, here's 15 grand. Just get everything on that list. Don't mess it up." And he looks over at Jack and says, "Jack, I swear to God, if any of that 15 grand is missing, I'm coming after you first. Capiche?"
Yeah, all right. Well, it's just as well you send me with her, because we both know I can negotiate a discount.
I mean, you're You are the silver-tongued devil over here, so yeah.
I
Would
hate politics anyway.
would it be approved or frowned upon if I brought my own vehicle? If we showed up with more than just the APC?
Well, Bear had just mentioned the fact that you can
This is
bring
me
your own
talking to Bear.
vehicles. Oh yeah. Bear
Okay.
looks over at you and is like, "Oh yeah, you've never been to one of these before.
No.
Yeah, you can feel free to bring your own vehicle. I mean, we're nomads. Vehicles are our lives. So, the reason we're bringing the APC extra is because we got some tensions running around. You all found out about Medicore. We haven't heard about them since the Fourth Corporate War. And on top of that, an emergency meeting. I've been doing this for 50 years. I've never had an emergency meeting before. It's kind of bizarre.
All right then. With that being said, better safe than sorry. I don't think we should have all our eggs in one basket, so to speak. We're the eggs in that scenario, mind you. So yeah, I'll bring my vehicle.
No worries. We're not too far out. You can just follow us. And he looks over at T-Bar. He's like, T-Bar, just keep an eye on us from the air. Is that
Yeah, no
doable?
problem. Yep.
And oh yeah, more Remy Johnson in my life. Remy, you got a fan going on there. Got a fangirl, a fanboy. Congratulations.
All
But
right.
yeah,
So
Bear
who wants to
gets
ride with
himself
me?
set, and yeah, you guys can figure out where you're going to ride. You have four choices. You can go into T-Bar's AV. You can go into Domino's car. You can go into the this armored APC that they've got, or you can go into another one of it's kind of a it's similar to Domino's vehicle, except for it's a little bit smaller. It's not a extended cab kind of thing. It's got about 4 seats in there, and it's definitely Nomad, borderline dune buggy.
Jack, I think you'd be safest in the APC.
Well,
I
I am the
think,
best driver, so that's probably true.
yeah. And he
No,
looks across.
I didn't mean your helicopter. I meant the armored APC.
Oh,
He looks between the APC and the station wagon. It's like, yeah, well, too cramped in there for my liking. Shoots you a bit of side eye, and then walks over to the APC.
All right, so Jack's going to the APC. T-Bar, you're flying. Calamity, where are you going?
I'm gonna jump on the APC. Like kind of like the eyeball the weaponry that's on there too.
Okay.
It's been a minute since I've been on.
Yeah, go ahead and actually roll me a whichever one's higher. Either roll me your solo roll ability, so it's going to be a 1d10 plus whatever your roll ability is at, either 4 or 5, or you can roll me a weapons tech check.
I'll do the 1d10.
Okay. A 1. What's your roll ability?
4.
All right, so it has a couple of guns on it, and they're real pretty.
I blame
So
being tired over this.
maybe it's the tiredness rolling in. Maybe it's Maybelline. You're not sure, but yeah, they're just pretty guns.
Remy and Mags, are you with me or where do you want to be?
Of course. I always
Sweet.
ride shotgun with you.
Max is right with Domino.
Good deal.
All right, so Jack and Calamity are going to be in the APC. T-Bar, you're flying solo. Remy and Mags, you are in the car with Domino. All right, so I would pop over to the world map, but we're actually going to be using our wonderful little Nomad camp map for this, even in our new location, because you guys are going to be heading to a Nomad market. So let me just change the focus of our map, mix things up a little bit. Okay, so all of you are out. You hit the road, and you can see that as you are going into or going onto the road, you can see that you are diverting a little bit further north than Night City. You're not heading out to Fresno, but you do seem to be heading out towards the border of California, and so you're heading almost northeast, straight out from where the city is at. And after about an hour of driving, luckily no incident, you start seeing on the horizon quite a bit ahead of you. The first thing that can be noticed is that there is pretty much an impromptu tent city that's been set up. This city is something out of the history books. It looks something like the Mongols would have popped out as they were setting down camp. There's likely hundreds, if not thousands, of these tents set up, either for individual needs, group needs, or even larger tents for things like entertainment, stockpiling, etc. This is the Nomad Market. A couple of you have seen these before, but the Nomad Markets are literally the place that you will always go to find anything that you need. And just a quick shout out outside of Meta, I want to thank very much to Wisdom 000, also known as Data Fortress 2020, who is the mastermind behind the wonderfulness that is the Nomad Market. I've always loved his design, and we will actually be deviating from the vehicles of red in order to provide a closer nomad market to what he has written in his wonderful supplements. And so we have this massive, massive collection of hundreds, if not thousands, of tents. All of you can see literally an ant hive like movement of people walking around, milling about, talking, smoking, shooting, testing things out, driving. Uh, if you have ever gone or seen a Burning Man or Wasteland Weekend, it's a combination of the two amongst this massive tent city. And floating directly above the Nomad Market is where the council meeting will be held. All of you can see from a very far point back in the distance what looks to be an absolutely massive zeppelin floating directly above the Nomad tent city. This Zeppelin looks like it's been used for an extremely long time, but the whatchamacallit, the quarters on the bottom are huge. It's not something that looks like it houses 5 or 10 people or even a small passenger transport. This looks like it is literally a Zeppelin that contains a miniature town, and it is floating directly above the Nomad Market. All of you are heading down the highway towards this location. As you get closer and closer, you can hear further sounds of engines revving, guns getting shot off, people shouting and people laughing, people enjoying themselves, and people simply being their own true selves, people being nomads. And so you are all approaching this area. You all see this going on. And eventually Bear pulls up the APC into pretty much an offside spot. They're not particularly close to the main part of the city, but that's because, as all of you know, being members of Snake Nation is the largest of all of the nations, but they are usually the least represented and the least respected because they don't really follow any formal structure. Snake Nation is all about freedom. It's all about personal choice. It is all about being an individual, not part of a collective. And that's kind of led Snake Nation to being ignored over the past few decades. So parking off to the side is just part of the deal that's been cut for him. He pulls up, and you see the APC with its little gears kind of stabilize itself. You see the dune buggy pull up next to it. T-Bar, you come over nearby, as well as Domino, and that is where we are going to pause really quick and take a break. I need to get a bio break in. My apologies to our audience, but that is where we are going to be picking back up. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to switch us over to BioBreak. We'll be back in 5 to 10 minutes. Do as you need, and we will be starting back up with our Nomad Market. market. Thank you very much. I'm gonna leave our mics hot, just in case any of you want to talk or chat with our wonderful community. So I'm gonna leave the mics hot. I'll be right back.
I will also be out of the room for a moment.
BRB.
That's a lot.
Well, we've survived so far.
Giant floating city sounds like a horrible idea.
Survived so far.
Giant floating city.
Yeah.
Especially with how far away we saw it from.
Yep.
It was bad.
I don't think that's that bad. I mean, they're still partying down below. I think they're going to be... I think that's just par for the course.
Ooh, pretty guns.
I'm going to try switching over to my headphone. Okay. Where are sound?
I feel like Hangtown might just do a carpet bombing.
I think they have the audacity.
I think they would. I mean, they're not Arasaka, but
Well, maybe if they want to be the next Arasaka.
Sound
Right?
Right place now.
I mean, you might be right, because maybe they won't, because Nomads right now are responsible for all the transportation needs of everywhere, so doing that would blacklist them with everything.
Ah,
Much.
how's that?
So I like all the few pieces of DLC that we now have in 2077. The new car is nice.
I haven't gotten a car yet because the game that I'm currently running through, I haven't done the Van Am mission yet.
I have the characters that I've beaten the game with. I have them as old saves, and I'm going to keep them. So I just logged in as them, grabbed the stuff, and then logged out, and then I started a new character to run through all the new stuff because of all the changes they made.
Yeah.
Thoroughly enjoying it. And oh my goodness, have they improved the driving.
I will have to make sure that I turn off the mod that I have for driving.
Yeah, turn off the mod and check it out because the driving is like where I'm having trouble is I'd been playing so much Cyberpunk that I had gotten in the habit of adjusting manually to those driving. So now I'm overcompensating for the driving that's taking care of it. So it's like,
You're completely
having to
oversteering.
I am very much not a fan of the new Johnny look.
Oh yeah.
I don't like the new Johnny look.
I saw that. That looked pretty lame.
I do like the old one better. I think it is a interesting aesthetic. I was hoping that the reskin of Johnny was going to be the exact same, but with blonde hair.
Right?
That would have been a nice, yeah. That would have been a nice throwdown, but
the jackets I'm not terribly impressed with.
I like the red one. I was meh about it at first, but the more that I've worn it, because again, it's Urban Flash. It has the glowing collar. That light. It's pretty solid actually.
I'm a purple.
I'm not a fan of the other one.
Yeah, I'm a purple and blacks aesthetic on all my characters. So.
Me too. Which when we're done here, and back in Discord, I'll throw up some screenshots of some of my favorite characters, and I think the character aesthetics that I've put together on those characters will be right up your alley too.
Whether they had spent more time with a more in-depth and rich storyline, and actually go into the character life paths, rather than all of the outfits and all of the weaponry, and they could have scaled that down, and then invested more time in storyline and actual life path.
I think that with the original 3 life paths you're talking about, or with character, because they're
during character creation, like actual solo tech, medic, rocker stuff that makes sense, because you do your life path, and what exactly does it do for you? Not a whole lot.
Well, that's one of the things they did talk about, and they went away from that because they wanted the game to be you could fluctuate between all of the classes. They went away from having a specific role, so you could develop your character for the role that you wanted. So if you wanted to play a netrunner, by all means, spend your points to do so, and you could make a netrunner. If you wanted to make more of a solo character, you could spend your points and do so. They wanted to have all of them open without any doors closed off.
Which is also why they reduced the cost of the chips skill reset, and skill reset also is now just baked into the character sheet. You don't have to go to Ripperdoc for it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
It's all good.
It'll get
Right,
better.
ladies and gentlemen, we are officially back. Sorry about that spontaneous break there. As I mentioned in chat, I'm not Tummy's not too happy with me, but we've got everybody back here. We are all set to go. And one thing I wanted to mention I thought was actually quite hilarious. Violent Neon thinks this is going to be a King Tao carpet bombing, and Chuggy thinks it's the Spanish Inquisition. Nobody ever expects the Spanish Inquisition, so it can't be the Spanish Inquisition.
Clearly.
But when it comes to our group,
That means we're not expecting it anymore.
So if you're not expecting it, we should expect it. Monty Python, so sad with us.
I don't know. Professor Plum in the library with the candlestick. That also has a lot of merit to it.
I did no such thing.
So when it comes to our candlestick in the library with Professor. Yeah, I didn't even see that one. My goodness.
That was Rob. Yeah.
Rob, definitely Professor Plum, 100%. You got it.
I
You
did
guys
not.
just didn't see the library that was inside of the diner. I mean, he was just beating everybody with a candlestick.
I was not.
So we've got our group here. You have all arrived to this Nomad market, and as I mentioned, you have this massive zeppelin that's floating above this actual this Nomad market itself. Now, for those of you who have never seen a real zeppelin in real life, these things are literally the size of like full-size buildings. They are huge. I have
Here
been
they're made
very
out of lead.
fortunate to see a couple of them in my lifetime, but they are very rare to see nowadays.
I hear they're made out of lead.
Yeah, totally. They got the best.
Yeah,
music.
Jack starts playing
Led Zeppelin.
Kashmir as they approach.
I don't want to get what's that called, DMCA checked. Otherwise, I'd play some wonderful Zeppelin. But all of you arrive and you see this. Now, Chuggy again got a fantastic roll for his Nomad check. Chuggy knows that this massive blimp, this Zeppelin, is the council meeting location. It is literally designed to be in a place that is completely neutral. It's not even on the ground. And so they use this space pretty much where all of the different clans come together, all of them have representation, and none of them can claim ground. All of you have arrived to this location, and what I'd like all of you to give me right now is please give me some perception checks. Everybody. All right, so it looks like everybody here is in the low teens except for Calamity, who rolled an 18. Goodness. And Max, who got a 22. Jeez.
29.
Yeah, you got another 7. My goodness. Okay, so a 29. Yeah, so you're set. What you all see when you arrive there, as you are physically there, is that there are many different locations all across this literal Nomad market. There's some locations that are specializing in weapons vending. There's some locations where you can literally just buy a tank if you wanted to. There are locations where you can go and get any kind of food or any kind of medicine or even any kind of drug that you could possibly want. There are locations there to get anything of any pleasure or any vice that you might want to get your hands on. But at the same time, the Nomad market, being the Nomad market, you need to make sure while you are there, as you already know, as everybody already knows, that you need to make sure that you are representing your nation as it stands. So individuals that are there with the Aldecaldos, they're the main suppliers, and this is what Mad Mags and Calamity can see. With the Aldecaldos, they're the main suppliers of most of the staples, so they are the most highly represented. You can see that Snake Nation, as was mentioned before, doesn't really have any stalls anywhere. It seems like the lot of you are the ones who pulled up, and there might be some randomly scattered out in the crowds. They've got other stalls that are being owned and run by tons and tons of different clans, different locations from all over, not just North America, but all over the world. There seems to be a representation from Europe, Asia, Africa, South America, of course, from the United States and Canada, but there seems to be people of every single creed, every single color, every single shape and size all across. And this is one of the biggest perks of being a nomad, is that the nomads are anybody and everybody. And as was mentioned earlier from, I believe, Domino, when he was talking about Kang Tao wiping out this area, that wouldn't really be a feasible choice for Kang Tao because the nomads are the lifeblood of all transportation in the time of Red and even in 2020. And so that's where we open up, is we see this massive area. All of you have arrived. You've parked and landed your vehicles. Bear and the other council members, as well as their security, have unpacked. And Bear comes over to all of you and says, "Hey, I gave Mags a list. I also gave Mags some cash. I need all of you to find the stuff on this list. It's what we were trying to get the other day when we sent you all out to Arizona. But what I need you guys to do is keep your eyes out for Metacore. Please figure out what you can. I'm going to be asking my own questions when I go up, but I'm not sure if anybody's going to give me a straight answer."
If we actually find any Metacorp people, do you want us to approach them or message you?
Just let me know. I'm not sure if it's particularly safe to approach the Metacore. You roll
Okay.
me a. Well, he sighed because he's not sure. Roll me a human perception check.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Mags is just shaking her head. No, we don't want to approach them. Dude tried to blow himself up.
You can see from his expression he seems to be a little uncomfortable when talking about Metacore.
Got
With
it.
an 11.
Leave it to the higher ups.
Yep. And so he's like, "Yeah, just find out what you can, ask around, and the most important thing I need y'all to do, T-Bar and Domino, I can see both of you are very, very clearly wearing it. Just make sure that you are representing Snake Nation. Most people don't give us the time of day. Most people don't really care about us because, well, fuck the structure and fuck the man. But you know how it is. Some people just, they can't deal with freedom the way freedom really should be." And so he goes over and grabs a carryall that he's got from the APC, and he's like, "I'm gonna be heading into the main section. I'm gonna be heading up to the Zeppelin. I'm not sure if we're gonna have any radio comms while I'm up there, but if you need anything, feel free to drop me a line, and I'll pick up on the agent. All right?" And he just kind of gives you guys a
Oh,
little bit of a salute. Yeah, what's up, Jack?
do you have a paperclip on you that I could borrow?
A paper clip?
Yes.
Jack, what are you trying to do? None of that
Well, I
banana
read in a
shit.
magazine. I read on my agent once. One of those experiments where a man managed to trade his way from a paperclip up to a house. If there was anywhere you could do that, it would be here, right?
I mean, it was probably done at a Nomad market. I wouldn't be too surprised. Hold on. And he opens up his bag, starts going through stuff, and let's see. I'm gonna go on to I'm gonna go on here. High is yes, low is no. So let's roll a 1d10. He fishes out a singular paperclip and hands it over to you. He's like, "Here, Have at Jack. Just for the love of God,
Beautiful.
don't get yourself into anything stupid, please.
All right. But first, I need a pint. Let's go.
I think we should kind of. I mean, this is a lot of ground. We should maybe break into 2 groups. T-Bar, Calamity, and Jack, do you guys want to see what information you can find and trade up that paperclip to see what all you can get for that? And me, Mags, and Remy will go see what we can acquire on the list. That way we are both getting the supplies that Bear wanted us to get, and we have a group out getting the information as well.
Shouldn't you maybe give us some of that money just in case we find the supplies?
Well, we have the list and we have the money.
Yeah, but
I think it would be more efficient this
split
way.
up.
But because again, I tell you what, if you find some of the
Give us
supply,
a buzz.
yeah,
give us a
buzz and
buzz
we'll
because
come get it.
we'll have to load it up in the vehicles anyway.
Wow,
Yeah.
there's no trust. I thought we were a family.
It's all about trust. I'm wanting you guys to focus on getting the information. I mean, this
And
is a severe thing.
Let them handle the boring stuff, right? You
Yeah.
and me, we're gonna go have
So-
a laugh.
Mags will also, and to keep an eye out for the Metacorp, and she will describe the tattoo and the design of their logo, so that they have something to actually keep an eye out for.
Again, Jack, for all his obstinance, is great with words, which is why I figured he would be the best one to get the intel.
How
And
can I say?
you two would be great guards for him to make sure that he doesn't let his mouth get him into more trouble than he has been known to let it get him into in the past.
And you can help get him out of trouble when he's not really done.
Exactly.
You have such little
Don't let him
faith.
shoot anybody. Don't let him shoot anybody in the head.
It's not that we have little faith, it's that we're wanting to CYA.
I'm
Specifically yours.
not hearing what I need to hear, Domino. I don't feel very encouraged right now by the group.
Hey, Jack, go have fun.
Mags understands. Right, let's go. Turns off and with the market in front of him, just eyes wide with glee. Take off.
Calamity, do you understand your orders?
What was that?
Do you understand your
Nope,
orders?
we're good.
Okay.
Don't worry, she's gonna forget him in a minute anyway. I'll fill her in.
Come on, Jake. Let's go get that drink.
Calamity, you know what I like about you, though? You can't remember anything. I like the company of a woman who can't remember anything, because if I ever pissed her off, well, she can't remember it. Let's go.
Yeah, that's totally what Jack is concerned about, pissing her off. Totally it. And so yeah, all of you start making your way into this Nomad market. You've split into 2 groups, one that's focused on information collection, one that's focused on uh, goods procurement, and of course, as Rob has wonderfully pointed out, splitting the party is always a good idea. So we're assured guaranteed success at this point. Now, before I continue on, I want to share this with our community because I can never not. This is where all of this comes from. This is Data Fortress 2020, the Nomad Market. And I'm going to read out the description on here just to share with our community, and we'll build from there. So, the nations, nomads, and shopping. The stalls, stores, and vendors of the Nomad Market, all the wonders of the world can be found here. Enjoy a small sample of what the Nomad Market has to offer, from fresh fruits and produce, fresh meats and fish, imported spices and exotic cuisines, from the latest knockoff fashions from Europe and Asia to black market munitions and weapons. What follows here is just a taste, and only the Nomad made items will be fully shown inside of his layout. You can find anything at the market. Those are some. These are some of the places where you can't find things anywhere else in the world. Some of them are simple, jury-rigged devices, but some are pure art. While necessity is the cornerstone of the nomad life, some of the finest artists and craftsmen are themselves wanderers. You will see that many of the items listed on the following pages and prices are just a basis to compare to. And so uh, this is from Data Fortress 2020, written by I want to make sure I pronounce it right, Derek Berner. Okay, he has been the gracious host for probably what 2-3 decades at this point of all of the Cyberpunk 2020 information. And I have taken a page from his book and put it into my own with the Cyberpunk Uncensored's Vehicles of Red supplement, which you folks can find online on our cyberpunkuncensored.com. And I have on there a Nomad market. So if any of you folks are interested in playing Red, you can check out the Cyberpunk Uncensored Vehicles of Red completed beta guide. If you are playing Cyberpunk 2020, you can check out Data Fortress 2020. And so what I'm going to do here first and foremost, since we have our party splitting into two, we are going to roll for initiative. Okay, so who is going to be leading the data collection? So information about Metacore.
I think that would probably be Jack.
All right, Jack, roll me initiative. This will be 1d10 plus your reflexes.
Oh, I've done the thing where need to click on it. There you go, and then we'll get. There you go.
All right, we got an 11. And who's leading item procurement? The list from Bear.
I think Domino can to help keep everybody together and focused on procurement.
Okay, go ahead and roll me initiative. All right, so our first group is going to be
Initiative. Sorry, that was just a reflex.
Oh, okay.
Where's the button that I'm looking for? Oh, it's on the combat. There we go. Sorry about that.
No worries.
That won't work unless you have a token on the screen.
Right. Let me.
All right, yeah. I keep forgetting
And
how
it is the
picky Roll
same.
20 is about it. All right, so
I
10.
had to do, yeah.
Okay.
There we go.
So Devilish Jack Holmes and the group focusing on getting info about Metacore, I'm going to have all of you going first. So what is it that you are going to do?
Jack is going to insist that we look for a proper English pint. You said there were nomads from all over the world.
Yep.
And he hasn't had a proper English pint, just the absolute swill you Americans call beer, in about 20 years. So that's what he's going to do. But what that's all he's going to say to the group. But what he really realizes is if he goes to a bar, people talk. And you may be able to do some intelligence gathering there.
All right, sounds good. Yeah, so you start hunting down a location to find some English beer. So what I'd like you to do for me right now is go ahead and roll either perception or investigation. I'm not sure if investigation is on the red sheet.
There's
Perception's better for me anyway. All right.
There is none here. Okay, yeah, go ahead and roll perception.
Yeah, there you go.
All right. You are after a little while able to hunt down a bar that seems to be international of some kind. You're not exactly sure, but they've got different kinds of beers from around the world. Some of them are English, some are German, some are American. Some are just some foreign letters that you would not be able to read even if you tried. And so you're able to find yourself at this bar. You get inside, and inside you see a collection of people sitting around, talking, chatting, drinking. Some of them seem a little bit rowdy. Some of them seem incredibly tired and worn out from the drive. and some of them are literally just there drinking their faces off. So what are you guys going to do now that you're inside?
I guess I'm gonna get a drink.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, so if you guys are
I,
getting a
I
drink,
refuse to drink English beer. I order an American beer.
yeah, I don't know any sane human that drinks English beer. I mean, except for the English.
It's not.
See, the real solution is coffee, always.
Mm.
So yeah, if you're going to be getting a beer, that's going to be a total of 5 eddies. So take 5 eddies off of your sheet. You got yourself a beer. And if you are going to be drinking a beer, I need you to roll a resist torture and drugs check. Just because the
All right.
rules, it is what it is.
Is it torture because it's from an English bar?
That's it. 100%.
You have little knowledge or faith there, right? 7. What am I doing?
Jack thinks to himself, heathen.
8.
Alright, so T-Bar's got a 14.
With my -2.
Let's see. What is our DV? Ooh. Alright. Jack's got a 7. Calamity, are you going to be drinking?
No, I'm going to inquire in a little bit where to score some synth coke.
All right. Oh, some synth coke. Jesus. All right. T-Bar and Jack, both of you from the drinks that you get, you both seem already a little bit tipsy. Seems like living in Snake Nation itself has not always provided you with the best drinks or the freshest drinks. And these beers, or whatever it is that you purchase from the counter, it might be something a little bit stronger on accident, have made you a little bit tipsy. And both of you, in a couple of hours, are going to be facing some withdrawal effects. Sorry to tell you, gentlemen, I need you to add on your addictions beer.
So, being a little tipsy, I tell Jack, well, I need to be in top shape for this. This is an important mission, so I'm gonna go freshen my nose and wake up. And I have on my sheet that I have 2 bags of South Coke from last game
Okay.
to wake up.
Yeah, wake
This
up.
is- this is
Totally.
going well.
Definitely getting a little bit of nose powder. So, Jack, congratulations. You have even more addictions now.
Wasn't he
T-Bar,
already addicted?
yeah, I don't know. Were you already addicted?
What, me?
Yeah.
No.
No. Okay. You are now.
No.
Somehow
Yeah.
now, after all these years.
I took sort of narratively speaking, whatever Mags did, cold turkeyed him from everything from before, just for a clean slate. But yeah, that's fine.
This English beer for you is so good and so room temperature that, right? Room temperature, or do you guys serve it cold?
If you're going with an ale, you can actually put a hot poker in it.
So hot. A
Yeah.
hot beer.
You can do it and it works. Hobgoblin ale. That's
Absolute monster.
Monsters. So
it's an acquired taste.
your room temperature, if not a little warm, if or hot beer. My stomach's hurting a little bit more just thinking about that now. Has satiated your thirst so aggressively for the missing taste that your palate has wanted for so long. You find yourself addicted. And T-Bar, you find yourself mysteriously addicted for the first time in probably quite some time, as it kind of numbs out the concerns and the worries in the back of your mind. But your Colombian marching powder still rings in the back of your mind, as well as calamities too. So T-Bar, you can totally freshen up. You know, at the Nomad market, literally there is no no legal precedence here. You can kind of do what you want. So you can stick at that table or you can find a corner. It's up to you.
Oh, if it's welcome at the table there, yeah, I'll just start breaking out some lines.
Okay.
Breaks the lines out. Jazz, you bloody barbarian. You
All right.
Just-
Go ahead and roll me another resist torture and drugs.
You're sharing, right?
You told me you didn't want none, don't you remember? I'm just
Oh.
laughing. I'll share it. I mean, I don't know
Sharing
how
is caring.
much one dose could make. I mean, I
I'm
have
joking.
2
I'm
bags,
joking.
so
I'm joking. I could get my own.
All right, let's see. Has he made himself? Oh, he is able to resist the synth coke, but not the beer. All right, you're feeling damn good. You got a little bit of a downer, little bit of a tip, and quite a kick straight to the brain from your little dusting going on there. And so you're feeling pretty damn good about yourself. Calamity, on the other hand, is in the search for it. So Calamity, go ahead and roll me human perception.
Coming right up.
Cyberpunk. Oh, I keep forgetting about the +2s. Thank you very much for the reminder. Appreciate it, Rob. Calamity, you got a +2 for this. Oh my god, you don't even need a +2. That would be a 25. You are very easily and very quickly able to track somebody down who has synth coke. They've got black lace. They've got blue ice. They've got everything that you could possibly imagine, even stuff that you haven't really heard of before. But he just kind of opens up his jacket and says, "What you buying?"
I'll take 3 bags synth coke.
Oh, all right. And he reaches in, grabs out a couple of bags of synth coke, hands them over to you. Give me 1 second. Let's see. So that's going to be. He's like, all right, that'll be 50 eds.
Slide him the 50 eds.
All right. Takes the 50 eddies. He's like, all right, now what you selling? And he opens up his coat. He's got different currencies and stuff.
What do you mean? What are you selling?
Anything you want to get rid of?
No, I'm just here to score my coke.
All right, enjoy your high. And he kind of closes his jacket back up and continues walking around the room. And
Walk
yeah,
back
you've
over
got
to
you've
the
got your synth
back
coke,
office.
your 50 eddies shorter, but 3 bags heavier. And go ahead and roll me a resist torture and drug if that's what you want to be doing.
I'll save it for later. I use that when I'm sniping.
Okay. All right. So, Devilish Jack Holmes is feeling the tip. T-Bar is feeling a tip and a kick to the nose. Calamity is still clear-headed, but a little bit heavier on her person with her wonderful triple bag of coke. What are all of you going to be doing now?
The crowd, I think.
Hmm?
I ask for kind of work the crowd. To people in the bar, or maybe step outside. Kind of ask around about the that clan that we're supposed to be looking for.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a conversation. And T-Bar, what are you doing?
uh yeah, maybe looking around the bar, see if any of them have any marks, since I see if there's anything I noticed that anybody that might look like they know something.
All right. Go ahead and roll me human perception. And Calamity, you've got a 14, 15, 16. You've also got another +2 from chat. I'm going to start clearing these out, Rob. I'm going to be starting off with Violent Neons from a week ago that we never got to use. So that was the first one. Then we have yours from a week ago, Rob, that we didn't get to use. So those 2 are down. Go ahead and roll your human perception for me. We'll add another +2 for you. Okay, so we've got 8, 9, 10. Okay, and
I think
Devilish Jack Holmes. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say I think the smash actually gives me a +2 on that.
For
But
human perception? Let's check. Smash lasts 4 hours. Yellow, foamy, and sold in cans everywhere. +2 to dance, contortionist, conversation, human perception, you are correct, persuasion, and acting. Once it is worn off, you have a -2 to all of those skills until you have satiated your thirst yet again. So yeah, that'll be a +4, so you got a 12.
not that bad.
Nope. And Devilish Jack Holmes, what are you doing?
Look around. Who's it looking for people in the room that a little, perhaps a bit more better sort of kitted out and equipped
Okay.
than everyone else?
All right, go ahead and roll me human perception. And this +2 comes from Ward Daniels, again from a week ago. My goodness. Thought we cleared most of these out. I guess we missed them. All right, so 14, you've got a +2 from the smash, so that'll be a 16, +2 from chat, so that is a 18. So when it comes to the three of you, Calamity, you're able to get some information. The information that you've gathered is that most people haven't heard about Metacore in literally decades. But one of the people that you'd spoken to, because you got a 14, 15, 16.
The
Yeah,
number
you got a
above.
yeah, you got 16. Um,
No, got a 23 for her human perception. She rolled a conversation below that.
yeah, I'm using her conversation. Human perception previously was to find the drug dealer. Yeah, all good.
I apologize.
No worries. So
Yep.
Calamity, the from the conversation check that you've got, you're able to find out that almost nobody has heard about them in decades. One guy has mentioned that he thought he saw somebody with a Metacore logo when he was down in the Gulf a couple of weeks ago. As for T-Bar, T-Bar, what you've noticed is that there are no overt logos. You don't see any of those on anybody's shirts or anybody's insignias or anything around the bar. But what you do notice is that there's plenty of people who aren't wearing the insignias of their clans. So, like you and Domino with the Snake Nation embroidered on your jackets. There are some people there with the Aldecaldos embroidered on their jackets. There's, of course, yourself wearing your jacket. Let's see. You also see a couple of folks from the Jodes. You know that the Jodes are they're a nomad nation that focuses on agriculture, and they clearly are the people who are providing some of the hooch here. And you also see a couple of people there from the Folk, and the Folk are similar to Snake Nation. They're a little bit more, or a little bit less freedom oriented, but they're very scaver oriented. And then, of course, a bunch of people that are not wearing any insignias. Devilish Jack Holmes, on the other hand, you are looking for people that are looking a little bit more kitted out. You find several people inside of the building who definitely look like they are more cybered up than normal. They aren't like Maelstrom level cybered, but definitely some of the former military folks are here. Their cyberware on some of them looks a little bit older, but you do pick out one person who looks heavily cybered up that also has very fresh looking cybernetics. And that's where we're going to pause with our group here. We're going to switch to our second group. We had Domino roll with our for initiative for our group trying to collect goods. What are the three of you doing now that you're looking for goods?
All right. So looking at that list, I obviously we have to get as much of, if not all of it, as we can. I think that we need to prioritize what's on it, and we're low on rations, and so I think that should be our first focus.
Couple of questions.
Mhm.
GM, is the list already prioritized,
The list is already prioritized.
or is it
Yep.
just? And Bear did specifically mention medical supplies.
Yeah, so
Right.
the stuff directly on the list, and there's probably no need to really type this out. The stuff on the list, number one is food. They're looking for food because that was the biggest goal, actually, of hitting up that diner. Is they were hoping for some food and supplies. Second, that they're looking for are some additional medical supplies. You know from working in the medical tent that you guys are always running just at the bare minimum to keep functioning. That's why you and your girlfriend or wife, were the two of you married or just dating?
Dating.
Okay, so you and your girlfriend were always kind of working to make more meds because you guys were always right on the brink. The next thing beneath that is they were looking for a couple of parts for vehicles. And finally, they were looking for, uh, you're not sure why, but they seem to be looking for some like radio communications equipment.
Anything on the list in particular seem pricey? I mean, is it organized? Is it broken down like Bear expects to know how much everything's going to cost?
No, it's just prioritized in that order, and you've got 15,000 eddies in your hand, or in your pocket, or wherever.
Great. Okay, let's go. Let's go crate up some food. Let's find Judd's stalls.
Let's do it.
All right. Can I get the three of you to please roll me a perception check?
Gladly. Oh no.
So glad.
I rolled a 2.
Unacceptable.
It is.
All right, so we've got Domino with a 13. We've got Mad Mags 14. You said you rolled a 2. Goodness gracious.
I
With all of
did.
your modifiers.
I did roll a 2.
Yeah. So we've got Domino with a 13, Mad Mags with a 14, and Remy with a 16. And all three of you get +2s on top of that from our chat. We've got one from me. We've got one from BK313. Thank you very much, sir. And one from Violet Neon. So you're literally just rewarding yourself. So when it comes to your guys looking around, you're able to find all of these kinds of stalls. And you're able to hunt down the Jodes who have a very, very nice setup of food, and they also seem to have somebody who looks a little bit more corporate than they do Nomad, and it's this Asian gentleman with them who seems to be extremely well dressed. Do you just go there to buy, or are you going to be talking with them?
Mags knows better than to be the one to talk. But she is definitely checking this guy out for paranoia reasons.
Hey, Remy?
Looks corporate in a Nomad environment, so she wants to scan to see if there's any Metacore tags, logos, tats peeking out, whatever. Or Kang Tao. Or Kang Tao for that matter, because she's just being paranoid. That is not really. I'm going to dump 2 buckets.
Hey, Remy, how good are you at talking with people?
Okay, 14.
So I'll probably have a couple of.
I can make a little bit
another
of
+2 from the other Sandman.
Good. Thank you, other Sandman.
And sorry about
That's
that.
Remy, isn't it?
Don't mean to be cutting you off. Yes, that is Remy.
Can make a little small talk. I'm not much of a conversationalist, though.
If you're able to make a little bit of small talk, I mean, you know me, I'm typically good at really good at putting my foot in my mouth. Um, and I don't want to ask Mags to step out of her comfort zone. Do you think you could maybe talk to that guy and see if you could get any information out of him?
Give it a try.
All right, go ahead and roll me a conversation. And Mad Mags, what you notice while you're looking at him very intently, you guys keep spending +2s on yourselves. This is. I think I'm gonna have to institute Rob's policy that you guys can't give yourselves +2s.
They can be stacked up for Rob's game. I've got 2 in the queue. You can stack them to Rob's game. It's fine.
Rob, what do we do? Should I allow it or hold it off for your Fallout or Cyberpunk game? It's your call, man. You're the Dalaban. You're the big boss. Okay, so we've got Mags. What you're looking for. What you're looking for is you're trying to figure out who is this guy. Is there anything identifiable about him? What you simply notice is that this guy is very, very well dressed. He seems to be wearing not so much a corporate outfit, because corpo outfits usually have logos on them of the company that they work for. But you can tell that this guy is definitely wearing like a business, almost a business formal outfit. He's wearing a well-fitted jacket, well-fitted trousers. He's got a tie, white shirt on. But he also has just this ridiculously friendly demeanor about him as he's working with the Jodes there at this stall. And Remy, you have a 6 for conversation. You kind of walk up to him and you're stumbling your words a little bit. He kind of looks at you puzzled. He's like, "Hello, can I help you?"
Jimmy Bronson, please, you sure am. Shit. Dao Kang Tao, right? Ha ha. What's up?
He just looks at you very puzzled. He's like, Johnny Remsen? Uh, good to meet you, Kang Tao. No,
I'm sorry about my friend here. He
Is
had a
he
little bit
drunk?
too much to drink. Yes, he is terribly drunk, and we're working on getting him back to our camp setup. Sorry about that. Um,
It's all right. Just be careful about the booze. You're in a Nomad camp. Don't want to start a fight, because that's gonna be some hell of a shooting coming on afterwards.
for sure. And I mean, hey, please, no offense or anything, but you look a little bit more like this is out of your wheelhouse of environment. Um,
He just kind of looks at you and is
yeah.
like, "Is it because I'm Asian?"
No, by no means. The suit, the dress up, the apparel. I mean, you
I'm just
uh,
playing with you. I'm just playing, and he reaches over across that little counter just covered in food. He's like, "No, I'm just playing. I'm playing. No, I love pulling that card. It's always a blast. No, my name's Yang. Good to meet you." And he reaches out his hand to shake.
I shake his hand hesitantly, and yeah. So just out of curiosity, um, are you with any of the clans here, or are you kind of an entrepreneur on your own?
Hold on 1 second. My keyboard just went. I think my keyboard heard me say Dalaoban, and it literally set itself to Chinese. I don't know what's going on here. Give me 1 second. So this guy that you are talking to, give me one moment. Um, So the guy you are talking to, he's just got this big smile, very friendly, very kind demeanor going on with him. And if you check out our wonderful Twitch feed, you can see a picture of him standing there talking. So he looks over at you and he's like, "Oh, yeah, I'm not with any of the clans here. I actually I run my own private industry out in Night City, but my dad's back in New York, and we work with the Jodes for making agricultural runs, getting stuff set up. So, as an agreement, I set up a stall with them to help cut in a little bit of cash. So just trying to get the food spread around, get people happy, something nutritious.
Oh, we're definitely appreciative of that. Is your deal exclusive with the Jodes, or are you able to branch out to support other nomad clans?
Well, actually, my biggest push right now, I'm working out in Night City. My biggest push is I'm working with local providers, local growers and stuff. We're trying to get like guerrilla gardening going. That's a bit of a pain in the ass to get stuff set up on top of buildings, especially with all the pollution. That's why I'm working with the Jotes. They've been helping out quite a bit with getting everything set up. And he pulls out a card, and on that card, give me 1 second. I'm gonna see if I can share this with you guys or not. Open with, let's do that with Firefox. There we go. He pulls out a card, and what you see on it is this wonderful little logo, and it says Sustainability Initiative or Sustainability and Development Initiative. And on his business card, you can see that he's got his name on there, and he's got that it's located in Night City. And
Oh,
he's
this
like,
is fantastic. I was going to ask you if I could get your contact information to give to our leader. So
yeah,
that this will be great. I'll make sure that they're able to get this. And just specifically in Night City, and just specifically with the Jodes, have you, if you've been around a while, have you, what's the word? Do you know about any weird going ons? Maybe down around the Arizona area?
yeah, we got a lot of folks growing stuff out there with the Jodes. What do you mean stuff going on? Like wildfires, shootouts, Raph and Shiv?
Um, more rumored antiquated nomad groups that maybe had corporate ties back in the day.
Well, I mean, the only Nomad clan that really had any hardcore corporate ties was Metacore, but I haven't seen them in a forever and a day.
All right, interesting. Yeah, what was their name? I've never heard of them before.
Uh, I think like Megacore or Metacore or Mepacore, something core starts with an
Okay.
M. But I mean, after the third corporate war, they got a ton of folks from the military joining in. After the fourth corporate war, they just disappeared. But I mean, I really don't know, man. I haven't seen them in
All right.
forever. When it comes to the Jodes, though, I mean, I'm working with them. I guess you could call SDI a bit of a little mini core. I mean, we're working with Night City, we're working with Boswash, and we're even trying to get some assistance with protecting some of our runs too. So
All right. Well, like I said, I'll get your card to the leader of our group, and maybe we'll be able to help be one of those security transportations. And maybe you can have a representative come show us how to set up a portable uh, garden thing, like you're doing on rooftops in Night City. Maybe like truck bed type setups or something.
yeah, that'd be cool, definitely. Do you have any contact info, or just wait for a call from you?
Um, Yeah. Hold on, and I'll here. You'll want to talk to. I'm sorry. Here, and I hand him Bear's contact information.
Okay, cool. Go ahead and roll me a conversation check. Remy had to do it. You got to do it now too.
I'm going to put 2 luck into this.
Okay.
I think that's how that'll work. Um, if this doesn't show a +2, then just please add +2 to it.
No worries.
All right, cool. Yeah, it showed it. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Well, yeah,
So I
you've
got
got
my
the
+2
-2
added.
and the +2, so
Yep. So they
yeah,
canceled
so it
out.
evens out. He's like, yeah, I'll if I don't hear anything back from you guys in a while, I'll give you a shout. And
All right.
he takes the card, or not the card. He takes the slip of paper, kind of looks at it. He's like, written for ant people. All right, and he jams it into his pocket. He's like, what can I do for you guys? What are you folks here for? You need some
Well,
food. You need some alcohol. Well, he doesn't need any alcohol, and he points over.
no. We just need food. And we have this list here of the food items that we need to pick up.
All right, and he holds his hand out, and you guys give him
And
the
I
food
step
list.
aside and lean to Mags.
Show him the list, yeah. And
Yeah.
Mags wants to actually talk with like one of the Jodes that looks more hands-on farmer than this corporate guy. Just very in her usual dry scientific tones, converse about botany.
So you start talking to somebody, and uh, uh, you find out his name's Wyatt. He's not particularly catching on with these fancy words that you're dropping. Doesn't really know what botany is, but he knows how to grow food real good. Go ahead and roll me a conversation check. Let's see if you can get a good conversation with somebody with an intelligence of 3.
Let me take that luck off because I'm not spending luck on that. Because this is Mags.
Your conversation is mostly unproductive, with an understanding that this particular farmer that you were striking up a conversation with was probably idle for a reason, and it's most likely because nobody trusts Wyatt to do anything at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
that's where we're actually going to switch over and go back to our data or information collection group. We've got one group going out trying to get food, getting a little bit of info. We've got one group who's succeeded at buying cocaine and getting addicted to alcohol. Let's see what else they can pull off. So, Jack, T-Bar, Calamity.
Approach the super cybered up guy. Sort of sidle up to him. If you don't mind me asking, mate, where'd you serve?
He looks over at you, and very very slow motion of his head. You can see that this guy is built. The closest approximation of what you might be able to just conjure up in your head. Imagine Arnold Schwarzenegger from T1, but the cybernetics are supposed to be there and not mysteriously attached or robot. He is a hulking and massive individual. His chrome is freshly polished, freshly shined, um, and he just kind of looks over at you. He starts talking to you in a foreign language.
Ah,
What
wonderful.
foreign languages do you speak?
English. That's it.
Yeah, he starts talking to you in a language that you do not recognize at all.
Oh, that's a new one. looks around the bar. Does anybody here understand him?
Roll me roll me a rocker boy check. Let's see if you can get anybody from here to respond.
Uh,
This is where your charismatic impact comes in perfectly. Holy shit.
There you go.
Yeah, so the bartender and several of the patrons are just like, holy fuck, is that Jack Holmes? And like one person gets up and literally walks over with like a fucking one of their own little radios. It's like, I've been listening to all of your broadcasts, man. I can't believe you're back on the air. Can you sign this for me?
Oh, well, of course, he revenged him. Okay.
The bartender comes around. He's like, Jack Holmes, holy shit, I can't believe. Damn, I've got you in my. Oh, and you see him hand back the 10 eddies that you paid for your English beer. And he hands it back. He's like, no, on the house. No way I'm gonna make you pay for that.
Well, you're a scholar and a gentleman. Listen, I'm trying to have a new conversation with my new friend over here. Point to the guy that I don't understand. There appears to be some sort of language barrier. Wouldn't you agree? And I'm like in his direction to try and get him to respond to see if anyone else in the bar knows the language and can interpret for me.
Yeah, the one of the people that walks up is like, oh yeah, he's from Europe, man. He doesn't speak any English.
Europe's a big place. Do you mind doing some interpreting?
I can
have-
try. His dialect is kind of weird. I think it's Austrian or German or something, but he's speaking.
Oh, right.
We can try, yeah. And what are you trying to ask? Because he seems
I
pretty
just
pissed
want-
off.
Well, I was trying to ask him where he served. Between you and me, don't translate this bit. You don't get somewhere like that unless you're either a very, very good merc or you were in a corporate war at some point. He seemed like an interesting chap. I need material for a new album, so I was trying to pry some stories out of that.
Oh hell yeah, being able to contribute to some Jack Holmes music, hell yeah. And he starts translating into what sounds like this very odd Germanic dialect that you don't know. And he's able to relay some info. He's like, yeah, he was really weirded out. He's never seen a pirate on land before, so he was a little freaked out. Says you're acting like some dude from a movie series. I don't know, Braindance or something. Something about
I will
pirates.
have you know, I've already been to the trademark courts about that, and that was scandalous. He was copying me. That's not the point. I need to know particularly if he was ever down south at any point recently.
Yeah, he was telling me he's from Germany, South Germany, and he served for. I'm not exactly sure what the corporation name is, but he served for something that starts with an M. It's maybe Militech or something, some big corps. He left Germany, went to Brazil or Argentina or something, and then he lived in the Gulf of Mexico. I don't fucking understand how you can live in the ocean, but maybe he's drunk too.
Maybe. Well, okay. So, last question, and then we can get around. I might even get over there and play something if you do me a favor.
Yeah. What's up? Anything for you, man?
Did he bump into any metacore down there on his travels? And how recent was that?
I'll try. I don't know what the hell a metacore is. That Militech, you mean?
No, that's something a little bit different.
All right, I'll try. And you see him kind of try to translate, and this really tall German guy just go ahead and roll me a human perception check. Let's see how he's reacting to this.
Where did it go? There it is.
Yeah, you can see he looks a little weirded out, a little uncomfortable with these constant onslaught of questions that you're translating through somebody else. But he responds back. He seems a little irritated, and then he just kind of goes like this and walks away. He starts walking out of the bar, and the patron looks over you. He's like, "Man, he was being weird." He said, he served with Militech. He he said something about serving with Medicor, and then he kept saying it's not a corporation, and then he started saying some weird ass bullshit about don't be barking up the wrong tree. I don't know, man, but I mean he's walking out of here.
Calamity. Side load to Calamity. The big lad. Follow him.
Are you coming?
Um,
Or you're gonna lead from the rear?
I
No,
think
I need you to sign. I need you to sign this, man. I got some people too. I'm already on my agent net. You see, like 4 or 5
my
people
my
around you,
fans.
Jack, that are
Yeah.
calling. They're a little bit of a clamor.
All right.
My
These
fans
are
are
all
calling, and I've
guys.
got a feeling you're probably better at being subtle
tail him.
than I am.
I'll tail him.
Yeah, so these are all guys and gals,
Nice
probably in
enough.
their like 50s and 60s. They clearly know who the hell Jack Holmes is, and they are probably original listeners who are very excited to see him in the
Calamity.
flesh.
Calamity, you are a godsend. Now I have to address my fans, and I turn around and just kind of mingle with the flock and try and get as much free booze as possible.
So as the big bird is
Hello.
leaving, I'm gonna hang back. I'm gonna hang back.
Hey, roll me a stealth
probably-
check. Let's see how this one goes. A 16, pretty good. All right. So yeah, you hang back and you see this guy walking out of the tent where they were getting beers, and he's walking out. He seems to be walking by all these other places. He's not really looking or paying too much attention. But he walks over to what looks to be a arms dealer that has a bunch of different company's weapons, like branded weapons. Unlike a lot of what Nomad markets have with these unbranded, sometimes like handmade stuff, they seem to be selling actual branded guns. And he goes up and starts talking to the guys over at the stall.
just some continuous surveillance, mass ping like everyone on my with my agent. Just message like possible Militech, possible Medicor, and what's this sighting.
Okay. And T-Bar, what have you been doing?
I guess since I'm not really aware of any of that, probably just still drinking and
Enjoying your
looking
lounge,
around.
enjoying your drink.
Yeah, in between drinks, I asked people if they know anybody from that Metacorp, and
So as you're asking around as well, you're kind of chilling out at the bar. You see Jack Holmes getting swarmed with fans and shit. You see Calamity walk out, but you're just kind of shooting the shit, trying to get a little bit of info. And nobody really seems to know. You hear the same thing kind of getting repeated over and over again, having to deal with like an old nomad clan. Are you sure it's not Militech that you're asking about? Pretty much the same thing over and over again. And let's switch over to our procurement team. Procurement team, you guys get this message on your agents. Calamity's mentioning that there might be Medicor that she's found. You guys are talking with Yang. Mad Mags is attempting to have a conversation with some guy named Wyatt, who seems to be a couple light bulbs short of a light bulb. So what are you guys doing?
So real quick, just for my own notification, the goods that we acquire, do we have to transport them back to our group, or can we give like location of where our group is, and they deliver wanting to know better understand the mechanics of the market
Yeah,
and how it
so
works.
the market is always cash in hand, product in hand. Nomad
Okay.
market's always operated like that. So if you're paying and buying now, you take away now. You walk away with it.
Okay. All right. So no delivery. Cool.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. So after a little while, I guess you finish talking with Yang, you finish talking with Wyatt, and you've got a couple of crates worth of food. They offer to help you load it up into the vehicle if you want assistance doing that, but they don't do delivery to a camp because camps are nomadic. They are almost never in the same place.
all right. Yeah. So I would say, Mags, if you would stay with the food, I'll go get my car to come over and pick up the food. Or actually, Remy, would you stay with the food? Mags, do you want to go see about picking up the next primary thing on the list, the medical supplies?
Yep.
I'll go grab my car so that we can transport this back to the group. And then I'll send a message back, like a bulk message. Calamity, thanks for the information. Is T-Bar covering you? Have we lost track of Jack? And I'll then send a message to Bear saying, relaying, looks like there's this real potential. Here's the information for this really smarmy corp guy that's helping do sustained living stuff that you may want to contact later for setting up with our group. Maybe, I don't know, but here's their information. Oh, and Calamity may have found somebody with Metacorp. And I don't know if he'll get that because he said Zeppelin no business, but I'll at least relay it back to him so he can check it when and if he gets something. And then I'll head out to get my car.
All right. When you get out to your vehicle, as I said, you guys are parked pretty far out. Go ahead and roll me a perception check.
Oh.
All right, so you're pretty far out there. You've noticed though that a lot of other like vehicles, even some like full size like Mack trucks and those shipping containers and stuff, those have even been dropped off to like the area where you guys are out. But there's pretty clear with the road back. You can always kind of pull off onto the road and leave, so you're not blocked in leaving. But you're able to pull off your vehicle and start heading back into the Nomad market, and you guys get some assistance in loading up.
When I get backed out to my vehicle before I drive back, are there any of the other group around like that came in the APC with Bear? Are there any still there? Just security?
Nope.
Okay, never mind then.
They,
Yeah,
they literally left with Bear.
Okay. All right, then yeah, I'll drive back with the car.
Yeah, you see T-Bar's AVs there. You see the APCs there. You see the dune buggy, the modified dune buggy is there. You take your car, start heading back in.
Okay.
And really quick before we continue, this is going to be our last quick bio break. So ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back in about 3 to 5 minutes. So just be a really quick one, and we'll see you all in a few. Before we get back, I'm going to leave the mics on again, just in case you guys want to discuss. But start thinking about what are your next steps. So, Jack, what are you going to do? T-Bar, what you going to do? Calamity, Remy, Mad Max, John, or Domino. What are you guys going to do? All right. So I'll be right back. Yeah, guys, I'll be right back. Gotta use the bathroom.
No worries.
I'm also
Right.
going to step out of the room.
Coffee's
as normal.
attacking you.
All right.
And now I definitely think we should think the group with Calamity should maybe try to be inconspicuous, but follow up and see what they can find out about that tent with the specifically branded weapons. And also not leave Calamity out all on our own around potential cyborg
Hostiles?
Metacorp people. Do what? Yeah.
Hostels.
Yeah, and
I can handle myself.
It's good, and we're right in the middle of Nomad Market. Like, we're surrounded by loads of people. It's not like
Firefights break out just because.
yeah,
So it's being in the middle of the night market, nomad market, does not mean everybody's
safe.
safe.
no.
no, but what it does mean is that she should be able to just slip away,
Yeah.
because everyone's just gonna pull out weapons and open fire.
But it's Calamity. It's Calamity.
That should be fine.
There's a time and place for controlled chaos. This is not the time nor the place.
Fair. Agreed, but fair.
I want to see how much I can get for a Jack Holmes branded paperclip from these fans.
There you go.
Oh, yes.
There you go.
And then I might actually do something somewhat useful and get my gun tooled up. Yeah.
We were all just, in addition to having orders, we all just got a stack of cash plus whatever cash we had built up from earlier, and we're at a market.
You do
There's
some
no reason we
shopping,
can't spend our own money too.
No, of course.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if
Anybody had their eyes on anything?
I'm wondering if NFTs are still a thing. You could.
Yeah, you don't even have to trade the paperclip. You can NFT the paperclip.
Oh, you could auction off a couple one of a kind songs or like a couple one of a kind photographs.
NFT. I think
non-fungible.
Tokens. It's basically the cryptocurrency of art, and it's
Precisely.
It's even more of a scam than cryptocurrency is, but it's right now in the real world. It's a big thing.
Yeah. Whoa.
So
Max is just gonna follow the list and maybe pick up something. I don't even know what she wants. Other than more cyberware, but she needs therapy before she can do that.
Yeah.
She's actually that's what she's saving for therapy. That's what she's saving. So she's not buying. But anybody that does have money to burn, we are in a market.
are NFTs still a thing?
NFT?
NFT.
Non-fungible tokens?
Yes.
I mean, I don't know if they exist in this universe, but let's say they do. Why, what's up?
It's a money-making opportunity for Jake. I mean Jack.
Oh, you trying to sell your name or something?
That was what Raven was suggesting.
Because he wants to sell a paperclip.
I want to see how much what I can get out of the fan base for the when you see stuff on eBay like this was a tissue that was in Britney Spears' pocket, $500 or whatever. Let's see what we can do.
Yeah, unfortunately, Brittany doesn't see that money.
Interestingly enough, I do have something very special that I made for my former player, who's a rocker boy, and it was the rocker boy e-thought version, and so like some of them were like selling used bath water and stuff like that. So you can totally make a run with that because I literally made a table based off of we called it e-thoughtery. So you
nice.
can do it.
Let's do that with a paperclip. See what happens. And then I'm gonna find the honest to God gunsmith, and we discussed before that his revolver used to be an excellent quality one, but Bear made it for him 20 years ago, so it wasn't at the start of the game. But I'll find a gunsmith to clean it up and get it sorted, so to take it back up to an excellent quality one. I think I've got the eddies for that.
was in my old PDF. I'll have to look it up. I posted the file up on up on Cyberpunk Uncensored's Discord, so I can try and look that up. We're just waiting on our last player to get on back, and then we should be good to go. Oh, there we go. Perfect time.
Sorry, that's why I warned you before. I'm like walking a little slow because my ribs are all messed up. So
Yeah, no worries. That's why I said we're waiting. There's no rush, man. You're good.
no problem. Sorry about that.
No, you're right.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Sorry about the second break. We are back in, and so what I mentioned to the players before we took our break was for them to figure out exactly what kind of goals that they were going to be fulfilling on, what they were going to try and do. And just want to give a really quick shout out to Savage McNavish. He was absolutely excellent to chat with you and your significant other, your better half, this last week with Patreon Discord. So it's really nice chatting with you guys, and thank you for the videos. Savage is trying to help me improve my voice acting because I can't make voices for crap. So he's given me a couple of links, and hopefully I'll be able to improve that before our next stream comes on up. As you may have heard a little bit earlier when I was doing the what you buying, what you selling, I'm trying to get some more, even though it's a horrible British accent. So I'm very sorry to Captain Mark.
No, you're right. I'd stay clear. I stay clear of literally American accents. I'll do Russian, I'll do whatever, but American accents, I won't go anywhere near. Rubbish
You
at them,
sure?
so it's fine. Yeah.
Just do it the Monty Python way. Just do it the Monty Python way. The Monty Python American accent is the Monty Python American accent. I have actually literally heard people sounding like that here in America. Like normally, most Americans listen to that. Most Americans look at the Monty Python American accent and they're just like, Americans don't sound anything like that. Yes, they do. I've heard it live and in person.
Bad is best, says Savage McNabbage. I want to make it bad, but still bearable. That's the goal. Make it more bearable. But before we start off, what I need all of our players to do for me right now is I need everybody, please roll me a perception check. Let's get a bearings of our environment. We've got Jack and T-Bar. They're both inside of a bar. Calamity is out in the actual market proper. We've got Domino, who is driving back into the market, so we'll see what he can see on the road. And Mags and Remy are still at the stall over by Yang. So let's go through this.
Mags was heading to look for the medical tents.
Okay, yeah.
Medical supplies.
And Remy was the one chilling out by the stuff. By the food.
Yep.
All right, so let's go through these. Domino, you got a 9. 12. There we go. Okay, so that's the new roll. So Domino, while you were driving down, you're noticing that there are more and more people. People are still showing up to this Nomad market. That's why there were some new vehicles and new stuff kind of getting stacked up, even beyond where the Snake Nation was parked. And you guys are usually like some of the last to arrive, but there are still people coming in. You see folks walking down that road into the Nomad market. Most of them look like nomads, but some of them look just completely normal, like they're city folks. Maybe they're trying to slum it for the weekend or something. But there's quite a few people still arriving. Let's see, Calamity. While you are over in the market, what you are noticing is that Mr. Muscles, not Arnold Arnold, is talking with the folks, and they start chatting a little bit aggressively, and you see them look over and around. Go ahead and roll me one new stealth check. Let's see if you're able to protect yourself because you've noticed them looking. All right, 13. Okay. So yeah, you see them looking around, kind of like what the fuck's going on, and you see a couple of them kind of just talk amongst each other again, pretty aggressively, and there are 2 people left at the stall. Neither of them are very heavily chromed out, but they're definitely part of the same group. About three others, including this Arnold, start walking over towards what looks to be like a shipping container kind of thing. That's just painted with rusted out camo, a little bit of the cyber etching and stuff on the side. But they start walking over to this big shipping container. Mags, what you notice while you're looking over is you're able to see literally tons and tons and tons of people from different forms of uh, clans from all over, again, the world. But you're able to find, I believe they're called the Angels of Hope. Was that the name of the group? Angels of Hope
I think
have
so.
a little stall there. What was that, Vampire?
I think that's right. Yeah,
Okay, so you see
sounds
a
right.
stall from the Angels of Hope. They normally bring stuff in via the sea, and they bring stuff up and down the west coast. But you see them set up, and they've got a couple of people there manning the stall. Remy, you get some dirt in your eye, and you have no idea what is happening in front of you as some kind of plume of dust gets kicked up, you just rubbing your eyes nonstop. You don't even hear anything except for this dust seeming to whistle around your ears. You got a literal 0. I don't think I've seen that before, so that's kind of cool. Jack, Jack, where you are at inside of this bar, is you see that everybody in there seems to be coming from the West Coast area. Most of the folks there inside that bar are just Aldecaldos left over. There are a couple of people that don't have any names or stuff written on their jackets or anything like that, or any of their logos. But the Aldecaldos seem to be the one paying attention to you. The others are still just minding their business, but you've got a nice little entourage going on there. And T-Bar, what you notice inside of this bar is that a lot of the folks that are in there, um, they seem to just not really give a damn about what's going on inside or outside the bar. They're just kind of there to drink. A lot of these people look like they're incredibly worn out, similar to the lot of you, since most of you drove straight through the night and didn't get your sleep. They seem to be just wanting to relax, which is probably why a couple of them were a little put offish earlier with Jack and Calamity. But a lot of them just kind of want to chill out. They don't really want to do anything but drink and relax. Um, so that's where we're at with your perception checks. We're going to pick back up with Devilish Jack Holmes and T-Bar. Calamity, you were following those folks. We'll get to you in just a minute. So Jack, T-Bar, what are you guys doing inside the bar?
Now that Calamity kind of radioed an update, I wanted to kind of grab Jack by the arm while he's dealing with his gaggle of elder fans and say, "Come on, we gotta follow her. She's got a lead, I think."
You all right?
All right, so the two of you start heading out of the bar and over towards Calamity, and Calamity, you saw these guys talking with each other. A couple of them stayed behind at this stall. They didn't take any of the weapons with them. None of them seemed to be armed. They were just talking with each other a little aggressively in a dialect or language you've never really understood. And they start walking away over towards the shipping container. What are you doing?
I kind of nonchalantly pull out my agent and ping the new area where they're moving off to. Um, do I know whether or not the big bruiser that I followed, um, if he made me like in the bar?
You're not exactly sure. Your human perception in there didn't really give you too much on that.
Okay.
But outside, as I said, they did a sweep around. They were looking. You rolled an opposed skill check for your stealth, but you are not sure if they saw you or
Okay. Get back on my agent real quick and send a mass message going in for a closer look. Um, back me up.
Okay.
So I'm gonna take a I'm gonna take a roundabout way up to the stall, kind of like a wide loop, and just pretend to browse, see what kind of see what they have, and
Okay.
what do they have.
Well, up at this counter, you see that pretty much all of their weapons that they have there. Again, these are name brand weapons. So these are a little bit more expensive than the normal kind of stuff you'd find on the street. That might be scuffed. It might have worn off registration numbers. Might be a little damaged. But you see the big names. You see Militech. You see Kang Tao. You see Arasaka. You're seeing weapons there that are of several $1,000 value per piece. Of course, some of them have like locks and stuff on it, but you see these laid out very delicately. And the guy that's at that counter is just kind of looking up at you. He's like, hello, can I help?"
Just browsing. Do you have any explosives?
Uh, we don't handle explosives.
Oh, that's a pity. Um, I'm trying to
He
find out
might. And
who's that.
he points over a couple of stalls down, and you see a somewhat familiar face. Familiar face. It's one of the people that had given you guys the assignment to go and collect the weapons. The guy over there, you might recall his name was Hangman, or you might not recall, but you see him standing very tall,
Oh,
ridiculously bright red jacket his last time, big brimmed hat,
oh,
vampire
excellent.
hunter
Thank
D
you.
looking motherfucker.
I'll go hit him up after this. I'm trying to see. I've been to a couple of these markets before, and I'm trying to link up with some of my some associates. Do you by any chance know if anyone like here today or in the recent past that is from Medicore?
He looks at you extremely suspiciously. He's like, "I have not heard Metacore in many years, but I know lots of former military signed up with them. Are you former military?"
I'm looking for some. I'm trying to link up with some of my Expire team members.
So I take as yes, former military. Well,
Correct.
sit tight. Might be able to get you in contact with old friends. And you see him pull out his agent, and he starts typing in a message on his agent.
Kind of nonchalantly, like out of sight, grab my agent and back me up right away.
All right. Remy, you see Domino pull up his vehicle, and the two of you start loading in the foodstuffs. You don't see Mad Mags nearby. She seems to have wandered away trying to find the medical supplies. But the two of you are loading stuff up. And what I need both of you to do is please give me another perception check, each of you. Both of you tied at a 13, including a -2. Oh, we've got some +2s in the chat. Oh, also wanted to give out a shout for Fezfire and Anti Maxer. Appreciate the subscription as well as the gifted sub. Thank you very much. We've got our +2s on here. So one is from Vampire Bites. Goodness gracious, we're gonna skip that one. That's cheating. One is from Cyberpunk Uncensored. And I've got another one here from Epilonius. Thank you very much for Rob and Epilonius. So both of you are at a 15 each. And what you both hear, you hear gunfire, kind of distant gunfire. You've heard like random shots off before, but it was very far away. This gunfire seems to be more higher pitched and somewhat closer by than before. But it's very, very faint, very, very light on the wind.
I immediately send a message to the rest of the crew. Hey, look alive because there's gunfire on the wind. Doesn't sound like a range or pot shots.
All right.
We should get this and we should reconvene back at the convoy. We're over in the food stalls. I have my car here if you guys want to join up.
All right. So you guys get out this message. Remy, you're with him. You also hear these shots kind of on the wind, a little bit distant, a little bit high pitched. What are you doing?
Remy starts more expeditiously loading up the car, and he's going to start looking around to see if he can find where Mags went to try and get her back as soon as possible.
Mags, you get the message. You're on your way over to the Angels of Mercy. Are you going to head over to them or turn back around to the food stall?
Thankfully, since it's the internal agent, I can just have it returned. I am not leaving without the medical supplies. I'll ping you my cords when I get there.
Okay. All right. And for Jack Holmes, T-Bar, Calamity, Calamity, you're over at the stall. You get the message from Domino. T-Bar, Jack, you get the message from her. I need backup immediately. And then you see Domino's message on there saying that there's shots on the wind. Reconvene over by the food stalls. What are the three of you doing?
I'm gonna run towards the location that she pinged with.
I'm dragging the gaggle with me, walking up towards her and halfway through. So then Silverhand just punches him in the face, and we just grabbed the cash and we ran because the geezer wasn't gonna. And I'm looking over to where Calamity is, and does it look like they've made her from where I'm standing?
Well, first things first, actually. Jack, go ahead and roll me a 1d10.
Oh, where's it on? Okay, all right.
All right, so you have 6 people following you and listening to your story and laughing along. The 7th person was the bartender. He had to stay at his own stall. He can't really just ditch that. But the rest are following with you. They're laughing and they're listening. They're enjoying the anecdotes and the ridiculousness from Devilish Jack Holmes. For them, a lot of this classic nostalgia coming back, chatting amongst each other, listening to you walking around. And when you walk over, you see T-Bar literally ran up to Calamity. Calamity is kind of standing there inspecting the guns, and you see this other gentleman standing there, not cybered up really at all, nothing very visible. You can see he's wearing a nice crisp Nomad leathers, so they look like they're in decent condition, unlike a lot of other folks that are a little raggedy. But he's just standing there. You see him messaging something on his agent as well, and intermittently looking around to see like, oh, is anybody buying anything? He's focusing mostly on his stall and his agent.
And I guess I want to, with my radio, like tell Domino, like, why don't we all just meet up here, reconvene? We might be onto something.
Right, and
All right, Wolf.
oh, hold on. So what happens is you're starting to radio that message out there, and the vendor looks up at Calamity and then looks over at T-Bar and he says to T-Bar, he's like, "Are you former service too?"
Uh, Militech pilot.
Pilot and fire team. I may have job opportunity for both of you. Give me just a moment. My associates will be returning in a second. And you see him finish messaging something on his phone. And at this point, we've got Remy and Domino. You guys are loading up the car. Takes you a minute or two. Are you going to stick at the food stall, or are you going to head over towards the weapons vendor?
As soon as we finish getting the food loaded in the car, I am going to drive over to pick up Calamity and the medical supplies, and then, yes, head over to the weapons tent.
Okay. All right. And Jack, you're there with your gaggle. Do you come up to the stall, or do you just kind of stand out there, chat with them, giggling?
I am presumably I'd have been close enough to hear what the guy said to the two of them. I am waiting to see who turns up. I've got an idea for if they look like trouble, but I want to see first.
Okay.
Because
Go ahead and roll me a human perception check.
I
I'm gonna look away and kind of wave off Jack.
Yeah, so you see her kind of waving you off, like no worries, no worries. And your perception check, this guy there, he's got a very serious face. As I said, he's wearing these somewhat crisper Nomad leathers, but he seems to be very intent, very curious, and he seems to be pretty genuine about it. You don't see him looking very threatening at either of them, but you can see that he's very concentrated on talking with them at the moment. And then you see Calamity just kind of wave you off.
At the same time, I'm gonna kind of grab one of my grenades and kind of palm it, run my thumb through the pin, and just like keep it out of sight.
Vampire Bites, are you okay? You look like you're either praying or crying. You all right there,
I'm
buddy?
fine.
Yes.
It's all good.
Okay. Well, Mad Mags, you're getting these messages and these calls and the radio comms, and as you hear Domino saying like, "Oh, we're gonna come over and pick you up," they're done loading stuff up. You're starting to get a little bit closer to the Angels of Mercy, and you get up there and you see people you haven't really noticed, or sorry, haven't really met before, but they seem to be selling these medical supplies, gauze, alcohol, uh, tons of stuff. They've got literally a litter of medical supplies that in the main city would be worth probably millions, but you know that the Angels of Hope are not a group to really fuck around with. So what do you do?
Didn't plan on it. I plan on getting my list of requirements.
Okay.
And that's it.
That's it?
That's it.
All right, so you hand over the list, and they're going through it, and they're like, "Yeah, we got this, we got this. We don't have this. We got this, we got this." And they go through it. They start packing stuff up, and after a minute or two, you see them. They've got pretty much like a nice little crate loaded up with these medical supplies, and they slide it across. You pay them, and so now from the cash that you had, he gave you 15,000 eddies. You're now down to goodness gracious, what was it listed at? You are now down to 5,000 eddies. So you've got 5 grand in your.
Oh.
The
Okay,
medical supplies
so
were
10
a lot
grand
more
on
expensive than the food.
10 grand on food and medicine.
Yeah.
That's understandable. That's reasonable.
Yeah. Well, when
All
you're
right,
looking at
what's
supplying a
left?
whole camp of people, yeah.
Yeah. What's left on the list?
The stuff that's left on the list, you see that there were some miscellaneous supplies. There were some, I believe it was it ammunition?
You said car parts.
Car
And
parts.
that was the
was
last
it.
thing I heard.
Yes. Okay,
Vehicle
yeah.
parts and a radio.
Yes.
That was it.
Radio of
Vehicle
some
parts
sort.
and the radio. Sorry. I guess I should have written it down. I totally spaced on that. But yeah, so there are vehicle parts and there's the radio. Domino hasn't arrived to you yet. Remy hasn't arrived to you yet.
I didn't give him my location yet.
Okay.
I didn't give them my location yet. I said I would ping them when I get there because I didn't know where it was until I got there.
Okay.
Yeah, I will. I'll ping it. And I'll message where the camp is or where the tent is and where the closest drive-in road area would be, and carry the box to there.
And you hear on your radio as well from T-Bar talking about talking about this. You see Calamity's messages as you're pinging out your location. Are you just going to hunker down and wait?
Yep.
All right. So Domino, you get the location. You and Remy start driving out to his location. It's not too far away, maybe like a minute or two, trying to deal with the crowds and stuff because you're in a car versus her walking. Um, Jack, you see, you get waved off, and you're kind of standing there. T-Bar, Calamity, you're looking over at this vendor, and you see him messaging something on his agent. And at this point, each of you see what seems to be kind of like a somewhat blinding flash. You're not exactly sure what is going on, but there is a very bright, blinding flash that seems to be going on. And what I need each of you to do right now is roll me a resist torture and drugs check.
Close one eye.
Gonna put some luck into this one.
Oh, God.
I am also going to put 4 luck into this.
I will put my remaining 2 luck into this.
Why do-
All right, so Devilish
Oh.
Jack Holmes, you got a 5.
Hmm.
Red Mags, you got a 7.
Every time I use luck, I roll a
It
10.
should actually be a 9 because I've got the resist torture drugs.
You actually
Uh,
rolled
memory
twice.
plan.
Your first one was 22.
I double clicked by accident, but
Oh no, Mags did. I only clicked it once. I wonder why it went twice.
I have no idea. I'll take your first one though. You got a 22.
Yeah.
Remy, you got
24.
a 15. Calamity, you got a 6.
6. Yep, 6.
T-Bar, you got a 21. Domino, you
and
got
I
a
added
20.
4 luck, so I actually got like a 25. But
Okay. So our DV for this one is going to be at a 17. So if you rolled under a 17, right now you are going to be temporarily blinded. For the rest of you, this bright flash has just blinded and bleached everything out. And after a couple of seconds, the blinding flash seems to kind of dissipate. Calamity and T-Bar, you do not see the guy at this vending post anymore. Mags, you've seen people behind the counter itself kind of drop behind the counter. And Domino and Remy, both of you feel the vehicle just kind of roll to a dead stop. The lights inside of the vehicle go off. And for Calamity, where you're standing, what I need you to do right now is I need you to roll a cybertech check because you can feel the electronics built into your body are starting to shut off.
EMP.
Will everybody have to do that
Um,
if they have built-in electronics?
so she would be our first up. And Calamity, what cybernetics do you have?
Mm, both cyber eyes, both cyber arms, both cyber legs.
Calamity, you collapse to the ground as literally every piece of cybernetics on you fails. You are blinded, you drop to the ground, your arms fail and your legs fail. Jack, do you have any cybernetics?
Only enhanced antibodies. That's it.
Alright.
Contraceptive implant. So that I'm assuming that just won't. It's in your bloodstream, isn't it? That stuff. So that just won't work.
Yep. T-Bar, what do
Presumably,
you
but
have?
yeah.
I have a interface plugs, the Neuralink,
Okay.
cyber arm, and the grappling
Roll a
hook arm.
cybertech check.
And
You seem to be standing with no issue, but you see Calamity. You are not quite blinded, but as the flash in your vision starts to go away, you see Calamity literally drop to the ground. No longer do you see the vendor there anymore. Remy, inside of the vehicle, do you have any cybernetics?
Yeah, I've got a cyber right arm and a cyber left hand.
All right, roll me cybertech check. All right. They both seem to be functioning fine, but the car around you seems to just kind of be. You no longer hear the engine going. The lights inside of the car seem to go out and sputter out. Mags, what cybernetics do you have?
Some fashion wear, cyber eye, cyber audio. On the internals, the only one that is probably relevant is the nasal filters.
All right, roll me a cyber tech check. And I just realized I just asked the tech to roll me a cyber tech check. So yeah, no wonder you passed with over a 30. Like, huh? What's going on? Everything all right? Mad Mags, your cybernetics fail on you. Your hearing seems to go out. Your vision seems to be blurring out as well. And Domino, what cybernetics do you have?
You know, just a lot. I, you know, 2 cyber eyes, a neural link, and interface plugs.
Roll me a cyber tech check.
And I can't claim my car as a Faraday cage.
Your cyber eyes, your interface plugs, your everything starts to shut down and fizzle out. And what's going on here is as that blinding flash dissipates, what every single one of you who can still see, because apparently everybody has freaking cyber eyes, is that
I only have
not
one.
one. Okay, so you can see from one eye. What you can see is that off maybe 5 or 6 miles away, not on ground level, but up in the sky, there seems to be a massive detonation that has gone off in the sky. The clouds themselves have started to dissipate and ripple out as the shock wave from this continues to roll out and push out. The sound has not reached you yet, but the visual of it has bleached out this red sky into this bright yellow uh, kind of oversaturated look as as I said, the clouds are moving away. Um, Not only that, but you can also see that literally everywhere around you, other people's cybernetics are fizzling and popping. You see some people collapsing to the ground, some folks dropping stuff. Vehicles that were in the middle of running start shutting themselves off and sputtering down, some of them crashing into tents. And within just moments, it is mayhem inside of this camp. Yes, Domino, I see your hand up.
I will like to say that you didn't ask for it, but just before the EMP went off, as soon as the car, as soon as it went off and the car uh, I knew the car was affected. I did make a drive roll and got a 25 before my eyes went out.
Okay.
So I didn't crash my car.
Okay. All right. So you don't crash. That I was actually going to be getting to that in just a moment. I was going to ask you to make a check just to see if one of your arms can kind of like hold on to the wheel. So yeah, you're good. You do not crash. But not only for those of you that can see, do you see that single bright flash, you see another go off further into the distance, seemingly further up north. Then you see another go off to the south. And within the next couple of seconds, you see nearly 17 nuclear detonations going off in the sky. None of them seem to be at ground level, but there's constant, incredibly bright flashes of light. And within moments, you can feel the ground underneath your feet shivering and shaking. It is very clear that what's going on here is that, well, these are nuclear detonations going off, one after another, after another, after another. And for those of you that are outside who can see, Devilish Jack Holmes, you can see, correct?
Yeah.
T-Bar, can you see?
Yes.
Okay. Remy, you can
Yes.
see. Mad Mags, you're able to see with one eye, correct?
Yes.
Calamity and Domino, the both of you are blind. So neither of you are aware of these bright flashes, but you can feel the ground literally quaking underneath you. But for the four of you who can see, the Zeppelin hanging above the Nomad market starts to slowly descend directly down into the market itself at a very steep angle. Ladies and gentlemen, that is where we are going to be taking our end of the session. We have a series of nuclear detonations going off. We have Calamity and T-Bar trying to interact with a very mysterious and unknown dude. We've got Jack being waved off while dealing with an entourage. Remy, well, he's just chilling in the car. Nothing has happened to him. Domino's eyes shut off as his vehicle shuts down around him, and Mad Mags, you watch as literally all of this unfolds from where you're standing. The Zeppelin begins descending down, and that is where we fade to black. And so, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be ending our session there. Thank you very much for sticking around. Thank you very much for staying in your seats, even with all of our ridiculous breaks. I appreciate all of the +2s, the subbings. Thank you, everybody, for all of that. So yes, as our wonderful players, Mad Mags, Vampire Bites, and Violent Neon can tell, 17 was our end count. Congratulations. Where we are at, ladies and gentlemen, is I'm going to turn off our PC names, leave up our main usernames. We're going to give our outros. So go ahead. Let's start off with Mr. Devastated on the bottom, Violent Neon. Let's start off with you.
Yeah, I am your blind nomad, Violent Neon, and you can find me on Cyberpunk Uncensored's Discord at Violent Neon, and you can find me, but I won't be able to find you at least for a week. So, yeah.
All right, thank you very much. Our second broken person on the bottom, Vampire Bites. Go for it.
I'm Vampire Bites. You can find me on the Discord and here every Saturday. And coming soon to my own channel again, I hope. I've got an AU planned. We'll see how that goes. And much like Violet Neon, if you try and text me, I won't be able to reach it because I had an internal agent and that got shut down.
All right, thank you. Johnny Drop.
I have been your exemplary conversationalist, Remy. You can find me here every Saturday at other Sandman 3096. You can find me on the Discord at Johnny Drop, and you can find my SoundCloud at Arkson.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you very much. Raven.
Raven. I've been your sometimes schizophrenic and solo with amnesia. For the evening, you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, Discord, under Doña Trece Cuervo. Thank you.
Awesome, thank you. Chuggy.
Hey, I'm Chuggy, the Nomad T-Bar, and on Twitch I stream under Chuggy305, and you can find me on Discord under Just Chuggy also.
Awesome, awesome. When it comes to Johnny and Captain's Grinder accounts, you can message them on our Discord and find out from there. Otherwise, Captain, go ahead and introduce your Twitch channel, not your Grinder.
I am Captain Mark 87. You can find me at Captain Mark 7 on Twitch. Captain Mark 87 on the Discord. Podcast is coming soon. The Sound of Dice. It'll be there's a slight change of plans, and I'm doing a short Delta Green scenario, like a 2-3 parter before we start with Cyberpunk Red. But the full cast. First few episodes will be it's literally me and one player, which was an interesting dynamic. But yeah, recording again tomorrow, so I'm excited for that. And then get back here next week to see a suddenly very sober Jack. I can't think of a more sobering image than a nuclear explosion. Oh, I better take this seriously now. We'll find out.
All right, thank you very much. And I am your GM here, GM Capricious Nature. I've got a bunch of links on there, as well as our Vehicles of Red, the newest upload, version 1.6. And in there, something of interest for our Nomads is a brand new addition. The addition there is EMP resistant circuitry, or Faraday caging, which you can now find for a level 3 Nomad. So if you are interested in the future, you can always try using that, as well as a bunch of brand new homemade weapons that have been brought into Cyberpunk Red, including the fantastic Mulligan, as well as the new EMP cannon. It is the microwaver cannon, which can be equipped as well. But ladies and gentlemen, until next week when we find out what happens with our intrepid group of, well, incredibly crippled nomads, except for one very, very pleasantly chilling out tech and a very
Oh, I'm socially crippled.
socially crippled and a very sobered up rocker boy. We will see you all here, same bat time, same bat channel, Cyberpunk Uncensored on Twitch. You can find this on YouTube. We look forward to seeing all of you in the future.
Thank you,
Goodbye,
everyone.
ladies and
See you next week.
Have a good week, everyone.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Cyberpunk Uncensored.